Can you hear that? That's my dog stealing the show. Let's try this again. Three, two, one. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Ash on Comics Storytime Live, brought to you tonight by Palmia Light, Clara de España. This is a light beer with all natural flavors, lemon infused, inspired by Spain, made in the USA. I don't know what the fuck that means. Don't ever buy this beer. I thought it was gonna be good, but it's just too much lemon. Jesus. Anyways, you don't really care about that, but that's what I'm drinking tonight. You gotta have a drink. That's part of the tradition of the show. Sit back and enjoy your favorite beverage. I'm finishing up I had a 6-pack of this. I think I bought like 6 months ago. I'm just finally getting to the last one because I had better beer. In fact, I think I'd rather have a Coors Banquet than this. I was thinking about getting some Coors Banquet. I saw the RDV was roaming around, but I was like, I don't want to buy, like, I just want one. I haven't had one in probably 20 years or more. And I feel like pretty bad buying it. I don't know, it's because I'm a snob, and I was like, I don't want to buy like a 12-pack of it. And buying a 6-pack is just too expensive. 6-packs almost cost as much as a 12-pack these days, and then buying one is ridiculous. It's like half the price of a 6-pack. Anyways, I don't know. RDV, ship me a Coors Banquet so I can have one without feeling guilty about buying it, because I'm too good for Coors Banquet, but I want to secretly consume it. The chat, of course, because I put this up several days ago, doesn't store whenever I edit the chat. It wipes out whoever there. So whoever was first, probably Melissa. I don't actually know. The first comment that I see is Marania says, see you then, Melissa. So it probably was. But welcome, Marania. Good to see you. You win the prize by unfair technicalities. FF2 is here. I am here. And let's see. Melissa's here. RDV is also here. He's thanking God that he's not first. RDV can't stand winning. He's one of those people that just, I don't know what, I can't think of anything. I'm not witty anymore. My brain is going addled. Let's see. Who else is here? I already said FF too. Get some people rolling in. Anyways, hope your day was good. Oh, I gotta set the timer. It's a new tradition here on Ashdown Comics. Yeah, there we go. So 30 minutes. We'll be reading the final Flash issues to this storyline for the Rebirth Flash by Joshua Williamson, one of my favorite writers in comics. And yeah, it's going to be good times. Well, hey, look at that. Speaking of good times, Cinema Queen is in the house. I haven't seen you in, geez, how long has it been? Almost over a year. Wow. Time flies. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Dragon Ball Talk is in the house. Says notifications work. Well, that's great. I am glad they're working for you. They rarely work for me. FF2 says I finally got around to Firepower, and I'm having fun with the series. Well, I should hope so. I've only been promoting it for a year. So thank you for finally trusting my judgment. That I know what I'm talking about. Probably it was Skip, I imagine. He's the one that everyone listens to. I'm just some schlub on a microphone that drinks shitty beer and talks into a mic. Let's see. So everyone is surprised Cinema Queen's still alive. Of course she's still alive. Let's see. Melissa says, before Tom King, Bendis, and Didio killed T-Series. Oh, Melissa, come on. I was trying to keep the mood in the positive. Don't want to bring up the bad times. Ronnie says, now this is a cover that evokes a storyline, powerful and simple and effective. Yeah, that's why I chose it. I kind of like it since I do two issues every episode. I get to like pick which issue I want to do the cover for. That's kind of fun. I thought this would be the better of the covers. I like the coloring on it and stuff. Godspeed is a cool looking character. By the way, I watched Flash tonight on the as you guys know, I watched the CW Flash with my buddy and his kids, and we're still in I think it's season 3. Oh my God, the show is just getting dumb. So dumb. For those of you who have watched it and maybe don't, I'm in the part where like Kid Flash has finally made his appearance and he's studying under Barry, and he's just so insufferable. I just hate Wallace West. I know. Please, someone tell me what 18-year-old would call themselves Kid anything, especially a black man. Like, what? No, I just have a trouble with him being like, yeah, I'm Kid Flash. I'm like, no, you're not, dude. You're a grown adult going to college. You wouldn't be calling yourself Kid Flash. Like, if anything, they should have wrote it so like everyone was calling him Kid Flash, and he was like getting pissed, like because he's like, I'm not a kid. We're like, yeah, you're Kid Flash, but he's the one that calls him. Like everyone's like, you're okay. You keep calling yourself that. Anyways, let's see. Melissa says she misses Joker with Harley. She don't work without Joker. Yeah, I agree. Harley without Joker is like Robin without Batman. It's kind of dumb. Oh, did I say that Robin without Batman was dumb? Sorry, all you people that like Robin and you're like, yay, the new Robin series. Whatever. It's dumb. It's like having a solo Bucky comic. Sorry, I'm salty. In case you have health issues and you can't have very much sodium in your diet, you should be take this warning. There's high amounts of sodium and ash on comics, and that's where we go. I'm kind of tired today, man. I spent all night working. Had to stay up, and I'm super tired. So, but the show must go on because I postponed it last one. I was like, I can't cancel it a second time in a row. So hopefully you guys will bear with me and we'll get through it. We'll get her done. Are you guys excited for this story tonight? Have you been following it? Have you? Do you even care that I read comics? I don't even know sometimes. I don't get like a lot of feedback. Doing a YouTube channel like this is very difficult. You'd be amazed at how little feedback you get. Comments and people will make fun of me, people will insult me, sometimes people even say nice things to me, but I never get like critical feedback. I never get like, hey Ash, this part of your show I really like, it's really working for me, or this part of your show it's not so much, I tune out. Like, and I know people aren't naturally wanting, they, like, I feel like a dick if I do that. It's like, I get it. But it's tough sometimes because you're just like shooting in the dark. You're like, which is do that? Because some people, I guess I do get a little bit of feedback. I made a little bit of a lie there. Some people have said like they do like the commentary, like right this part where me just bullshitting and blabbing about whatever. And then some people yell at me because I don't get to the comic fast enough. So I'm like, which is the part that's good? I don't know. So if you see me fumbling around, that's part of why. Let's see. First 3 seasons are good. That's it, says Dragon Ball. Wow, shit, I'm in 3rd season, so that means 4th season goes down. I'm telling you, this 3rd season is rough because it's the part where Sabaton is coming and Iris is gonna be killed, like because Flash went into the future a little bit and he saw the Sabaton is gonna kill Iris, and they're like, they don't know how to change it. And I was like, immediately I'm sitting here watching it going, I have an idea. If you want to change the future, why don't you take Iris into the future with you? Like one day after whenever this event is supposed to happen. Like, so it'd be 4 months and a day because it's supposed to happen in 4 months. So 4 months and a day, go into the future. Like set up now like a little safe house where you guys can hang out. Then hang out for 4 months so you don't affect the timeline, right? You're not interacting with people, you're not doing anything. And then once you're in the future, let 4 months pass, then go backwards 4 months so that you reappear at the time where everyone kind of catches up with you, and you basically skipped this event altogether without really impacting the timeline in any serious way. And that would at least, I don't know if that would fix the problem, but that would at least for sure make it so she didn't die on that day because you literally skipped that day. I don't know, but they're just running around doing a bunch of dumb stuff. Ed says, yo, I'm digging this Flash story. Fantastic. I aim to please. It honestly does help. It honestly does help because when I'm doing these, like, to know that I'm not just some clown that everyone's like rolling their eyes, being like, what the fuck am I listening to? Tonight, if like someone gets some enjoyment out of it, feels like it's worth it. Man, this is one of those beers that you got to drink it ice cold. The warmer it gets, the worse it gets. And I know that's true with a lot of beer, but like this one is even more. All right, Melissa, you got us. We got to get you some positivity pills, Melissa. We need to find you something that you can grasp onto that you love, so you're not always focusing on that which you hate. I mean, you're free to hate things, it just can hurt you. And I don't want to see you hurt. RDV says, Ed Brewer, read the entire... I thought they were talking about me at first. He's like, reads it. I'm like, I'm not reading the entire run on here. But I believe it. Josh Williamson is, like I said, is one of my favorite writers. My favorite comic that he does is Birthright, which I also did on here way back when. And that's a fantastic comic. Let's see. Dragon Ball says no more Mina. Anyway, so speaking of bad things that you want to ignore, have you heard about this Hellfire Gala? I'm sure you have. If you watch YouTube, you're probably inundated with YouTubers mocking this shit because it deserves mocking. And if you're not aware, if you've been living under a rock, here's a little trailer for you.
Krakoa's best and brightest are getting ready to strut down the green carpet, boasting the most fabulous fashions the young island nation has to offer. Bold colors match bold attitudes, and powers are proving to be the ultimate accessory. The world is waiting with bated breath as the new team of X-Men nears its unveiling. Plus, another announcement that's being kept secret for now.
Breathe in those books. Breathe it in. It's not just 12 issues. It's 12 titles. Marvel wants you to buy 12 different titles to follow this crossover. You just have to laugh. You just have to mock. Hashtag mock Marvel. This is one of the most retarded things I have ever seen in my life. And I know some people are going to like it. And look, that's fine. It's not necessarily like people that want to see this are bad. Any more than someone wanting to see the X-Men turn into a comic about doing needlepoint. Like, I'm sure there's fans of needlepoint out there. The point is that's not what X-Men is about. Stop trying to turn things that you don't like into the things that you do like and destroying it for the people that had it. This is... Okay, I'm sorry if you don't like what comics are. I'm sorry if you hate what the X-Men used to be and all this stuff, and you want to make it free. That you don't get to do that. The world doesn't revolve around you. My dog is playing. What are you doing, girl? Go lie down. She's getting all excited, I think, because I'm getting all heated. But of course, I got hardwood floors, and she's making a racket. Sorry, we do things super professional here, so yeah, if you're a regular here, you know how it is. RDV says, grabbed a beer. Nice, cheers, buddy. Raise a toast can to you, can to can. Oh man, this is Paul Mia touched Coors Banquet can. I think the world would shatter. Oh my God, this book. You just have to make fun of this shit. I used to be more like angry and sour and just been like, "Argh." and I kind of am a little bit. I have my inner Melissa, and I just realized that being angry at this stuff doesn't accomplish much except making you feel bad, right? Like, I'm mad. massive Star Wars fan. I hate what Disney's doing with Star Wars. And I, people, I've defended it where it needs defending. I'm not, but ultimately the final product, all said and done, I hate it. Now, I don't spend years and years on my channel dwelling on it. I say my piece and I move on because I don't. But what I've learned is not to just rant about it and be angry, because ultimately you're just the one losing, but make fun of it. This is a clown show, and it deserves you pointing at it and mocking at it and throwing tomatoes and just be, because that's how stupidity ultimately dies. If you want stupid shit like this to go away, yelling about it only makes the people who like it defend it all the more fierce. And again, I'm not attacking anyone that likes this. I'm sure there are people that are like, oh, fashion runway shows and X-Men, sign me up. That's fine if you're into runway fashion models and things like that, but that's not what X-Men is, right? If you don't like G.I. Joe and you're into Barbie dolls, that's fine. Just don't come over and turn G.I. Joe into Barbie. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of what I'm getting at. God, I'm all distracted because my dog is running around playing. What are you doing, girl? You can't see her, but they do that thing where they like look away and it's like, oh, not me. I don't know what you're talking about. So, God, lose track. Anyways, let's go in and get our fill of Hellfire Gala. I found this list because I was like, oh, I don't know what comics this is covering. And Marvel's got this article and they talk about it. I don't care about all this other stuff, but they have a little like 1-sentence synopsis of each of these issues. And I figured we could find out what this is going to be about. So hold on to your seats. On sale June 2nd, starting with Hellions number 12. Hellions, remember, is an X-Men villain. Marvel turns all the villains into heroes because SJWs worship heroes. They can't stand virtue. They only they are attracted to vice. So that's why the X-Men had to be turned into Nazis, and the evil mutants had to be made into not actual heroes. Like, they haven't been turned into heroes. They're just treated like heroes because they're more like idols. Moving on. Who thought it was a good idea to invite the antisocial Hellions to the fanciest bash of the year? Oh, no one. They weren't invited, but they showed up anyway. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's the promo. That's Hellions 12. Ooh, this event's getting off with a bang. Let's see where it goes. Continued in Marauders 21. By the way, Marauders, another X-Men villain team, by the way, who's famous for murdering thousands of mutants, hundreds of thousands of mutants. Hey, look, we got a run a stowaway in the chat. What's going on, RDV? No,
not much. Forgot I hadn't had my headphones in, so I had to quick turn them off real quick.
Oh,
trying a new thing where I'm cooking and I have you playing in the background.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to get on to this Hellfire Gala because people are just cannot wait to find out what happens in this event of the year. The Hellfire Trading Company has put together the biggest event of the season, the very first Hellfire Gala. Everyone will be there, all your favorite mutants, their closest allies, even their worst enemies, for a night of dinner, drinks, diplomacy, and deceit. Fireworks to follow, plus, from the archives, a classic X-Men tale with our very first look at a Hellfire Gala by Chris Claremont and John Bolton. Yay! Whew, so far this event is off with a bang. Tons of stuff has happened. I am gripped. Continuing on in the third issue, X-Force number 20. It's party time, but someone's got to work it. Oh, God. I just heard that song in my head. Isn't it like a RuPaul song? Oh, God.
I thought of Wayne's World right away. Party on, excellent.
I don't know. I was thinking.
Sorry.
I can't think. I don't know the song well enough to sing. It's like "Work It, Girl." Like I forget. It's a RuPaul song.
I don't know.
You
any of
either
their
know it
songs,
or you don't. If you don't, you're probably better off. Somebody's got to work it. And when invited guests and a few crashers prove to be planted antagonistic agents, X-Force will need to get their hands dirty and keep this all under wraps before anyone catches wind. This event sounds amazing. So far we have they're doing a party, and then some people show up that weren't invited, but whatever. And then the party continues, and there's dinner and drinks and diplomacy and I guess some deceit. But then there's fireworks show, and then we get a classic X-Men tale that has nothing to do with anything. But classic X-Men was a cool thing 30 years ago. And then the story continues on, and it's the party still going, and there's some people making some ruckus, and the X-Force needs to probably beat them up and keep it under wraps. This is a huge storyline. I'm just gripped. How about you so far? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Chris Claremont there.
No, he sold out. Chris Claremont.
But that's like getting excited over Frank Miller. They're pretty much gone at this point.
Well, hey, let's hush your mouth about Frank Miller. You're in the house of Frank.
These people, I know Jonathan Hickman, and that's a name I'll avoid. Tini Howard, no idea. Benjamin Percy, no idea.
Well, the first book is Zeb Wells. I should have said that. Zeb Wells. Next book, Gary Duggan. Gary Duggan. And then Benjamin Percy. And now, issue 4, Excalibur 21 by Tini Howard, everyone's favorite writer.
Ooh.
Even the nice ones. Wait, even the nice ones, period. That's not even a sentence. Oh, wait, I guess there's a sentence above it. Richter hates parties. Even the nice ones. And with Captain Britain's return to a changed world, this one is looking to be not so nice. Excalibur's earth-shattering Hellfire Gala issue will change Krakoan diplomacy forever. I thought they don't have diplomacy. They hold the world hostage with these drugs that they ship, and if the countries that don't want to accept the drugs, they just deal them in the black market, and then they kidnap kids all over the world if they're mutants, while they plot human genocide. That's what the X-Men are doing. That's the story that where I left it, at least.
I'm probably with the same knowledge as Eric Breen on this. Don't know anything about it. I'm so glad I don't.
It is mind-boggling what the X-Men is. I mean, and it's like right in front of your face. What kills me is it's right in front of your face. Like, they don't hide it, and the readers who read this stuff and they want to like it, their cognitive dissonance is so strong that they fight for excuses, defend it. And I'm like, the story literally talks about their plan to wipe out the entire human race. Now,
Maybe
there's like 8 billion humans on the planet. So that's a genocide of proportions never even conceived by humanity. That the mutants have basically said, this is kind of our plan, what we're going to do sometime in the future. But the reader's like, oh no, the X-Men, but you don't get it, Ash. They've been oppressed. You just are a bigot. You can't understand that people need to defend themselves. I'm like, what? That's like the Germans saying they needed to defend themselves from the Jews because the Jews were taking over Germany. And in a sense that logic had a grain of truth, like, because the Jews did have a lot of the wealth and they controlled a lot of the banks, and they had some power in Germany.
Be careful there. You're making some pretty far smart accusations right there. You might get canceled, get fired from Disney.
My fate is doomed. Once the gulags start, I'll be on first or second
Don't wait,
train,
though.
I'm sure.
By June 16th, it gets so much better.
So, okay. So, X-Men 21, the 5th issue, by Jonathan Hickman. The Heroes of Krakoa debut. It's a changing of the guard as the first X-Men team of Krakoa debuts. One era ends and a new one begins, and the handoff happens here. What that is that's code for we're rebooting the X-Men again for the 4th time in less than 4 years. So this is, I believe, is the last X-Men issue. And then they're starting X-Men #1 over with Gary Duggan.
They gotta start doing the new X-Men. That's what I want.
But anyways, apparently this sounds like an amazing story. As the first X-Men team of Krakoa debuts. The first X-Men team. Like I thought there already was an X-Men team. People debuting and eras ending, handoff happens. That doesn't sound like a story at all.
Wait. Are they killing off all the adult X-Men?
Who knows?
Cyclops, Wolverine, and all those
Maybe
guys
they're just having a bunch of hand jobs. Maybe that's what that means.
Maybe it's legacy.
Then, issue 6. We're halfway through the party, kids. The gala continues. And I'll cry if I want to, by Vita Ayala. The Hellfire Gala is here, and the New Mutants have the chance to take a break from training the youth of Krakoa. An opportunity to get dressed up and get down. But not everyone is on their best behavior, and someone has vanished without a trace. Ooh. To be continued in the 7th issue that you have to buy. Individual, unique issue. Planet size X-Men #1, because giant size isn't enough, especially when the giant size comics are only 36 pages. Not giant at all. Planet size X-Men, I'm guessing 42 pages. It's going to be huge. I don't actually know, though. By Gary Duggan. Yay. Everyone's favorite writer. They came to slay. The Hellfire Gala rages on, but bigger things are afoot, a world away. Make no mistakes, this is an X-Men book drawn by superstar artist Pepe Larraz. It is absolutely the most important issue of the month. Oh. They didn't mention anything about the party rages on. Okay. Continued in X Corp #2 by Teeny Howard. A shark in the water. After X Corp's shocking debut, they've got fences to mend, hands to shake, and most importantly, a board to staff. With Dr. Jamie Madrick's top-class dupes staffing the Hellfire Gala, CXO... What the hell is a CXO? Chief
of X-Men Operations?
It's stupid. CXO's Monet and Angel must stalk the dance floor and hope they don't get preyed on themselves. Oh no! Someone's gonna prey on them on the dance floor. Oh, God. Stupid. Little kids wouldn't think of a story this dumb. To be continued in Sword #6, written by Al Ewing. This is what comes next. You think? On Earth, the Hellfire Gala is in full swing. But on Sword, Station 1, a very different guest list comes together as Abigail Brand finally unveils her plans for Mysterium and the future of human and mutant kind. Ooh. How long has it been? 2 years? A year? Whatever. The House of X, Powers of X, Abigail. You're finally getting to something?
4 years?
No. It's only been like a year. Feels like, I know. It's because they've printed so many books. They printed like 4 years worth of books in 1 year. That's why. To be continued in Way of X #3. Yep, this thing just keeps on freaking going. By Cy Spurrier. Make more mutants. It's the Hellfire Gala hangover. Oh, that's always fun. That's the best part of a party is the hangover.
There's a tiger in the bathroom.
Nightcrawler tries to root out the evil working to destroy Krakoa by investigating its laws, starting with sexy saxophone solo. What the what?
Is that like part of the actual like thing, or is this what side are you on? Is this Marvel?
Yeah, this is Marvel. I'm reading directly from Marvel. Nightcrawler tries to root out the evil working to destroy Krakoa by investigating all of its laws. I'm imagining Nightcrawler sitting in like a library reading law books and going, oh, what's going on? And then all of a sudden like picks up a saxophone and just starts playing a big long song.
Well, he could be like Nightman. He just, just at night, he does his stuff, and then during the day he plays the saxophone in the bar.
It sounds so dumb. Way of X. Oh my god. And finally, oh no, it's not finally. And then the penultimate issue, Wolverine number 3, Hellfire compromised. Oh no! Can Wolverine and X-Force keep the peace? Or is the gala doomed? Oh, God forbid the gala be doomed. Oh, no, people, the party's got out of control. Everyone's drunk. Oh, here come the cops. Oh, wait, forgot. There are none because they're on the mutant nation of Krakoa that's completely authoritarian and run by the mutants, and there are no laws. I don't.
The last page should end with a Terrigen mist that kills them all.
And the final issue, wrapping up this event of the decade.
Leah Williams.
Leah Williams. Oh, hooray. Take it home, Leah. The Last Dance. At the Hellfire Gala, secrets will be revealed. Vengeance will be had. And someone's number is up. You'll never guess whose. Oh, my God. If
Wolverine.
This, man, Mutant Massacre, Extinction Agenda, Fall of the Mutants, Age of Apocalypse, you got nothing on fucking Hellfire Gala. This just sounds like something for the ages. I cannot wait for this. Is my sarcasm apparent enough? I'll take that as a yes. Well, I said 30 minutes, but I'm going over because Venkman's here. And
I'm just going to say real quickly, at the end, someone's number's up. They're going to kill off Xavier again.
We can only hope. I hope they just kill everybody.
And then Magneto's going to take over and just say, fuck everything.
Fuck everything.
Asteroid M22.0.
Got a lot of interaction on this. Jeez, a lot of people commenting. Yeah, scroll up.
Now we know how to run a stream. Trigger people.
Back. Dragon Ball says, keep homosexuality away from my comics.
Unless the character is established already as a homosexual, I don't mind it. But when you start changing everybody into one, yeah.
I don't necessarily mind it. What I hate is when it's just like used as a homosexuality like marketing thing, like a PR. Like it's like, look, the character's gay, fine, but that's not what these stories are. This is all about like, check it out, being gay is great. We're gonna do it. We're gonna like it feels just like social engineering. It's like
I expected a Chris Evans dude videos. It's like, so Captain America, so you think you might be gay?
I mean, it would be just as cringe if the comic was the same about being straight, right? If the comic was like every panel was like, look at being straight. Yeah, straight is awesome. We're all straight. Yeah, we're heterosexual. Go heterosexual. Like that would just be cringe. It's equal.
Can you imagine if North Star came out as straight?
My name is North Star and I too am straight. Let's see. Ed says the cringe is real. Zach's like, what the heck did I walk in on? Cinema Queen says, I don't wanna. I don't know what she doesn't wanna, but I can guess.
I love that you were like reading this, and as soon as you stopped, it dropped on the 7. 2 people left. We're like done.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I apologize. I told you it could be salty. I warned. This is not for people with sodium intolerance. You got to make fun of stuff, man. You got to. This is stupid. And look, it's okay to make fun of things that you like, right? Like, I have grown up my entire life. I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. Well, I'm not really a nerd. I'm a geek. And I like dorky things. I was liking comics way before they were cool. Okay? Like, way before comics were cool. I was liking Star Wars. Like, Star Wars is always kind of cool. But, I liked, role play. When I was a little kid, I was playing D&D as a kid. Like, I was one of those kind of kids. And, people made fun of me. But whatever, I liked it. It doesn't mean that the things that you like are stupid to you or you shouldn't like it. But again, I stand by my mockery of this because this is not what X-Men was about, right? And if I came into your hobbies and I tried to twist it and change it into something else, like, that would just be stupid too. Like, you'd have every reason to mock it and make fun of it.
No, like we were talking about on our Throwback Thursday earlier on Ingleton stream. We were talking about basically modern comics are now basically the opposite of what they used to be. Used to be just talking about the story. We read that Hawkman 1983 or Hawkeye, sorry, I say Hawkman, Hawkeye miniseries, the 4-issue 1983, and it was just all about story. There was nothing about preaching about this. It was just a good action story, which you got. And you got a little bit of romance, you got banter. The women, the Mockingbird was done well. She was actually treated like a human being. She wasn't just like there for her love interest and then gone. No, it actually was really good. Now you look at stuff now, it's just like they become so like big corporate marketing. They don't even care about the story anymore. It's all about appealing to people, and just setting where I'm virtue, I'm with you, I'm supporting, because it's just so shallow. It's basically what like people used to fight against in the 90s. We're like, oh, screw the corporations. Like, no, it's like, yeah, screw the man. Now they join the man. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, no,
it's so weird how it's flipped.
Well, this is a case where a group of people who have different interests, they view the world different, and I like the Barbie G.I. Joe example, because I think people, whether you agree with it or not, you can understand it very easily, right? Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, I know it's going to be very sexist. Some people, if you're sensitive to this, you might want to close your ears. When I was growing up, girls liked Barbie dolls and boys liked G.I. Joe action figures. Never, don't call them a doll. Stop it, Mom. Anyways, now it was funny because girls would be like, if you were like, I mean, like sometimes I didn't have anyone else to play with but girls, right? So I grew up in a area. So the only playmates I had were like other girls. So I would end up playing, God help me, I'm going to admit something. I would end up playing with Barbie dolls, right? Now, do you think I played with Barbie dolls the way that the girls did? Do you think I was like, oh, let's dress up and did? No, I was like played with them like G.I. Joe because I thought differently. And likewise, I never could get girls to play G.I. Joe. But if you see the stereotypical concept of like girls wanting to play with the Barbie dolls, and it's like, oh, look at this guy is dating Barbie, and like they turn it into something that G.I. Joe wasn't, and that's fine for them.
He's got mad at you for.
It's fine for them. I'm not making fun of girls.
No,
but that's not what G.I. Joe was made for, right? And so if you, as me, as a little boy, and I'm a fan of the G.I. Joes, I make fun of that. I go, oh, that's so stupid that you're dressing up G.I. Joe in a dress. He's on a tea party. Like, but that's not, so people that get sensitive about it, I just want to say that it's separate the two.
I'm turning 36. When I was younger, my sister had Barbie dolls, but I had the Ninja Turtles and all the other guys carjack them all the time. that was
right.
That was the whole point of that. I was like, I don't care about the Barbie dolls, dumb, whatever.
All right.
I'll just say one more thing on the Barbie dolls. I did not like the fact they didn't have bendable knees or arms. So like, what's the point? It's like I'm like, that's dumb to me. It's like, so I don't understand why girls would even play there. Like, why would you play this? It's like like action figures. The G.I. Joe's arms bent, their legs bent, and all stuff. I was like, this is dumb. Like they can't even bend their knees. They're horrible plastic dolls.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're for a different purpose, and that's fine.
for dressing.
The
And
idea
undressing.
is just respect the purpose that they're there. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
into Harlequin romance novels. That's not for me,
Harley
right?
Quinn. Oh,
Now, if I had guy friends that were, I would probably bust their balls and, because that's what guys do to each other. We're like, you like, right? But girls that like it, I'm cool. Like, dude, that to me, it's like feels like a feminine thing. Like, yeah, that's your area. Like, cool. But if you all of a sudden wanted to turn the things I was into, if you're like, no, we need Star Wars to be more like Harlequin romance novels, I'd be like, take your shit elsewhere and go. Like, just enjoy the things that you have and you like. Quit coming over across, the fence and trying to change everything into what it needs to be for you. Like, everything has to revolve around you. It's not.
yeah, conforming to what you like.
Yeah, if you didn't like what the X-Men were, that's fine. Don't come in and try to change it. If you don't like G.I. Joe, you prefer Barbie, then just stay with the Barbie dolls. I'm not coming over to change that shit.
It's not even that though. It's like if they remember when Marvel did that. They had Elseworlds. They had if you didn't like the current what's going on, you could at least go to the Ultimate. If you didn't like the Ultimate, you could go back to the original. There was a line driven down there, so you had different stuff. Bendis, at least at the time, was trying, and with Mark Millar, they were trying to do something else that wasn't affecting the main continuity. But for whatever reason, they won't do that. If they want to have these woke comics like this, do it. That's right. And then do the other ones. It's not afraid. Like, well, we can't do that because then we can't virtue signal. It's like, dude, you can still virtue signal. It's like, well, we're not doing, this. Like I said, it just drives me nuts. The people who want to do this stuff, want to actually do good stuff, are forced to leave the companies.
Well, because they're doing stuff. They're doing stuff that these people don't like. And that can't be allowed to exist. If you are on the Barbie doll side, G.I. Joe can't exist. We need to convert G.I. Joe to be into more Barbie stuff because the Barbie fans don't give a shit about G.I. Joe. And so they just come like the Borg, I'm making another dork reference, and assimilate everything and turn it into be about them. And they don't want other people to have their things. They don't respect anyone else but themselves. Like it's an entitlement thing. We've been seeing this growing up since after 2000. We used to make the whole participation trophy thing. We live in a world of entitlement. Everyone deserves everything. Oh, it's all about you and this. So before we get into the comic real quick, because I'm past my promised time, wrapping up the Hellfire Gala here. This is a story that broke, and other people are going to cover this a lot better. Perch did a pretty good video on this. I think, but I haven't heard anyone talk about this particular aspect of the Hellfire Gala, and it's about the celebs, right? So they just announced, I think it was today or yesterday, that they're going to have real world celebrities at the gala, such as I think Eminem is one of the people that was listed.
Really?
I can't even remember all the celebrities. Some of the celebrities I didn't even know. Like, I heard the name and I was like, who's that?
Holy crap, Pootie Pie's in there in this kid.
It was like, yeah, seriously. But, so I'm like, oh, you're going to have real life celeb. First of all, that's dumb. Putting real people into fictional worlds, just don't do that. Just let me, I want to escape into the world of X-Men or Marvel or whatever have you. I'm not trying to go and be like, ooh, look, there's Eminem. Second of all, this doesn't make sense from a pure continuity. You've established that the X-Men look down on humans, that they're eventually going to eradicate the humans. Magneto says it in like the very first issue, you have new gods now. And you're like, oh, that's like a chilling kind of villainous thing to say, and whatever, cool. Like, why would the X-Men invite human celebrity? Going back to this overused Hitler reference, why would the Nazis throw a gala and invite like Jewish celebrities to the
no. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to use that reference, it's going to be a trap. They're going to kill all of them in a kill box.
See, I would actually have some respect. If that's not going to happen. If that did happen, I'd be like, "Oh, fucking balls, Marvel." And I'm going to put that out publicly. So if it does happen, I'm not going to reverse my stance. I don't think they're going to do it. That's like
before you. And I just want to say real quickly though, what the celebrity's saying. You could have celebrities in the comic if they're getting killed off in a zombie apocalypse. And if you want to do that, hey, we're going to have this. No, that's cool. It's like. But like, don't have him as the main characters. Have him be like, hey, there's zombie John Leno, or like you know,
Well, sure. Like,
forget
was
what
that
was
but
it?
that
Yeah,
zombie movie when forget?
Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, they had Hollywood Squares. They were playing, and they're like, the guy looks
No,
like
I was
he
thinking
looks
about
like
the
John
other
Leno.
one. It was kind of a
Oh,
semi-comedy. It had Bill Murray in it.
that was Zombieland. Yeah,
Zombieland, yeah.
yeah.
If you're trying to show,
But
but this is an instance
it's a joke.
here
Yes.
where it's the focus. First of all, dude, okay, let's think about this for a second. In a world where people like Iron Man and Captain America and Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four and all these, dude, do you think Eminem would really be that popular? Do you think people would just be like, it would just, the world would be way different.
I just can't buy the Eminem without knowing anything to do with Marvel. It's just like he looked down and he's like, "This is utter crap. Why would I want to do any of this?"
Who knows? But
Give me Rick Ashley
but
instead.
why would the X-Men want any humans there at all? Like, so far the story has been like humans are not allowed on our island. Like, it just, oh yeah, I need to get off of this crap. This is,
Well, I'm just gonna say this: it's a fantasy. They shouldn't have any real world people in there.
I agree. In Marvel Comics, there should not be real people. I 100% agree. Don't do that. I'm gonna read a comic, and we're gonna come back and talk about something good happening in comics, and it's gonna be about firepower, and I'm excited. We're gonna look at the alternate covers for the new Firepower 12th issue anniversary, and see what people think is best. But let's get on over to the book that I should have had prepared, but this is Ash on Comics. Nothing is. If I was prepared, I think if I had a good show, like with a budget and stuff, it just wouldn't even be the same anymore. It needs to be like basement productions like Wayne's World. All right, guys. We're going to go ahead and read Flash. This is issue 7, I think. I don't remember. I think it's 7. Whatever. We're reading until we're done. If you've been following along, then you know what's going on. But for those of you who are just joining us for the story, simple synopsis. This is the Flash Rebirth, so it's kind of a reboot for Flash. Flash is kind of a younger character. He's not this, hasn't been around for ages. So he's kind of a noob to some of his powers. And the storyline is that something has happened to turn tons of people into speedsters. Star Labs is kind of helping out and training and stuff, but there's something nefarious going on, and speedsters are getting killed. And we find out there's this new villain that, surprise, surprise, happened to be his partner. His name's August something, and he's Godspeed. And he's doing stuff. So we got to figure out how is Flash going to get out of this dilemma and defeat the villain. And here,
introduce Harrison Wells, number 5. Just kidding.
Damn it! Don't cross the streams, Vankman. You should, of all people, should know that. Here we go. A few years ago, my brother was killed in the line of duty. The DA didn't think we had enough evidence, so he let his murderer, Billy Parks, go. My brother never got the justice he deserved. Then I was hit by lightning. Suddenly I had the insane ability to move at super speed. It was scary at first. But the Flash trained me to use the powers, to be a hero. I finally had what I needed to find my brother's killer and get justice. But the Flash didn't agree with me. My name is August Hart. But you can call me Godspeed. And right now, I'm beating up my best friend. Will you just stay down, Barry? But trust me when I say it's for his own good. I was really hoping you'd see this my way. Ugh. How did this happen? How did you become Godspeed? It started when you arrested those speedster criminals and placed them at Iron Heights. When we were near them, I could feel my speed force connecting with theirs. It was calling to me. I went to Iron Heights to see if I could steal the speed from them. I never meant to hurt anyone. But when I stole it, it killed them and almost killed me. When we were up against Carver, we managed to take away his powers, to absorb them into ourselves without killing him or, even more importantly, us. So I tried it on Mina and the rest of the speedsters, thinking it would work this time. They didn't want to have the powers or even use them, so I thought I could take their powers and put them to good use. But I never meant to kill Mina and the speedsters. You have to believe me. I just wanted to be faster. Then I could stop everyone from ever having to experience the pain of losing a loved one ever again. Think about your mother's killer sitting in Iron Heights. If there was someone like me back then, they could have saved her from Thawne. Damn. August, are you okay? You're hurt, but you still worry about my well-being? It's a side effect of being in two places at once. I'm dividing up my speed force. If I hold it for too long, it starts to hurt. Good. Whoosh. Never took you for the sucker punch type, Barry. Barry? On the run, huh? No worries. The criminals of Central City will give me plenty to do. I hate running away, but I have no choice. I'm hurt, and August, Godspeed, is faster than me. I need time to think. Time to recover. Flash! What happened to you? August is Godspeed. What? That's impossible. It's okay. Once the Speed Force takes care of my injuries, I'm going after him. Let me help you. No. I don't want anybody's help. Not anymore. I just want to be alone. We need the Flash. Central City Courthouse. Once upon a time, we used to stop crimes in Central City without a speedster. And we still can. There are 4 black hole agents inside the courthouse with at least a dozen hostages. The snipers don't have a shot, so we have to break in. But a black hole are a bunch of mad scientist extremists who have access to all kinds of weapons. No telling what's waiting for us in there. We refuse to leave until you have granted the release of Dr. Carver from Iron Heights. How can you imprison a man for only trying to take back what is his? Star Labs is lying to you, and we have been shown the future. Dr. Carver is a man of science, and yet the Flash and his sidekicks put him in a coma. You will release him now, or we start killing. Please, don't, please. In the past, I would have attempted to negotiate with these guys. Not anymore. It'd be a waste of my time. I'm sure Flash would use science to incapacitate them, but I prefer to use these powers in ways Flash has never considered. I vibrate them at my frequency, making them intangible. When they stop vibrating, they'll merge with the wall. A fitting punishment. And at this speed, a mere poke would knock this guy out. But then he'd just come back to hurt people again. He'd live to fight another day. And that doesn't keep Central City safe. Don't! Those dudes all frozen on the wall. Nasty.
That's why I love Joshua Williamson.
All yours, gentlemen. Don't worry about reading them their rights. What? Freeze! Damn. These two look like they were merged with the building. They're dead. All of them. Holy. This one is missing its head. I thought the sniper said that there were 4 black hole members. I only see 3 bodies. Where's the leader? Tell me how Billy Parks was connected to Black Hole. How was some street thug of a member of a group of evil scientists? I've never heard of him. Let's try this again. What was that? I just gave you a little shake. Now if I were to shake a bit harder, it'd be turn your insides into mush. I swear, I don't know anything about anyone named Billy Parks. Then you're going to tell me everything about Black Hole. I can't. He'd kill me. Well, that's too bad. Beer break. This is all my fault. I let myself get distracted with the new speedsters. With Mina. And I didn't see that August was still tortured about his brother's death. Godspeed saved the courtroom hostages, but killed the members of the scientist terror group known as Black Hole. The crime scene was reported as a horror show. August. What are you going to do about it? I looked all over Central City for you. I never expected to find you here doing nothing. Wally? I'm healing. Then as soon as you're ready, I'm going with you after Godspeed. Wally, what are you? Don't tell me no, Flash. Don't. I have to help. Mina was my friend. Wally, I know we need to talk. I think that what happened to Mina isn't so easy to explain, but I can't let you help me. Then I'll just go after Godspeed. Myself. Huh. Just like the Wally in the TV show. Wally, stop! I have powers now, Flash. How? I've had the speed for months, but it wasn't all there. Not like now. Not since the storm. So you were hit during the Speed Force storm? Why didn't you come to me? You know I'm friends with your Aunt Iris. Exactly. And I didn't want you to tell Iris. It's not that I think she'd freak out or anything like that. It's just that I don't want her to worry about me. But I wanted to know how to use the powers. That's how I met Mina. She offered to train me. And then Godspeed took her. I know what you're feeling. How? I know you, Wally. I know your heart. And Mina, she could read people, feel the speed force inside them. She wouldn't have offered to train you if she didn't have faith that you would do the right thing. Think about Iris. Ever since I came to Central City, I watched you be a hero, Flash. I idolized you, but I didn't want to be you. Then I was hit by lightning. Since then, it's been like I can feel the full weight of the speed force flowing through me. Before, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be a hero, but now I know I'm part of something so much bigger than anything I've ever known. And that's why, even though I don't know And that's why, even though I know you don't want it, I have to help you. Because that's what you do. You help people. You learned that from me? Yeah. But you know what I also learned? I don't need your permission to be a hero, Flash. It's my choice what I do with these powers. You're right. And thank you. You might have just helped me figure out how to beat Godspeed. Are you going to tell Iris about my powers? I won't. But I need you to do 2 things for me. Promise me you won't go after Godspeed. And run with me. Wally gave me an idea. I have to ask the new speedsters to do something that I don't think I could ever do. To give up the Speed Force. I'm lucky they all came, though through the Speed Force I can feel the connection with them. Some are angry and nervous, but mostly I feel fear. You said that removing the Speed Force from Mina and the other speedsters killed them. If I could get rid of these powers, I would, but I don't want to die. Mina's studies showed me that whatever the black hole did to create the Speed Force storm splintered the Speed Force, but it wants to reunite to become whole again. When Godspeed stole the speed, he took it by force. I believe that's why it killed the speedsters and hurt Dr. Carver when he was using the speed machine. I think in all of those cases, the speedsters didn't want to let go of their powers. Are you saying that we have to choose to give you the powers back? Yes, but I can't do it by myself. I'll need to distribute the speed between 2 people. That'll stop anyone from getting hurt. Why him? Why does he get to keep the powers? Because my friend had the connection to the Speed Force before the storm. And I think I can use that. What do we need to do? And so we run together, letting our Speed Force connections lock in. I can feel the Speed Force flowing from them to me and Wally. Mina was right. The speedsters chose to let me have the speed back. They let go, and it didn't hurt them. I'm worried about letting Wally keep the speed, but if he's anything like the other Wally I know, it's in good hands. But the Speed Force feels incomplete. Is it because of Godspeed? It's me. I like having the powers, and I don't want to give them away. Sometimes they're scary, but I would never take them from you, Avery. I know that. But I also know that it isn't the powers that make you a hero, Flash. You didn't use your powers when you came to help me. I loved having superpowers, but I wouldn't be much of a hero if I wasn't willing to give them up to save lives. Thank you for the time with this gift, Flash. I believe in you. Go kick Godspeed's ass. If you're willing to give the powers up, you don't deserve them. Avery! August, what have you done? Don't worry. Avery's gonna be fine. Now, come on. Follow me. We should have some privacy for this conversation, Flash. Where are we? Somewhere that should never have been needed to be made. Iron Heights, where all the super criminals you've caught since becoming the Flash live out their days in peace. It might as well be a museum dedicated to you. And it's where you belong now, August. You've killed people. I needed the speed so I could do what you could never bring yourself to do, Barry. Made sure that my brother finally got justice. You have these powers, and yet you let Zoom live. Thawne murdered your mother, and you let him sit in prison. His every breath is a taunt. Revenge is not justice, August. You can't just kill people you think committed a crime. You need evidence. They need due process. They deserve their day in court. You know one of the reasons you never have the time for a real life? It's because you always let your enemies live, and they keep coming back. August, no. So how about this? Because you're my friend, and I want you to be happy, I'm going to run to Iron Heights and kill every single one of those inmates, including Eobard Thawne. I'll be back in a minute, buddy. All right. That was issue 7. And this is the cover here for the final issue 8 of the story. I really like Godspeed. He's kind of like Punisher Flash.
Only one flaw. He thinks he can take on Eobard Thawne.
Well, he's new. Well, Eobard Thawne, to be fair, I mean, he's locked up.
Yeah. But
it's not going to be a fair fight.
No, well, yeah, because Thawne, you realize that Thawne is always like 10 steps ahead of everybody. So if he's in prison, it's because he wants to be in prison.
Maybe.
He's like the kingpin. That's how I look at it.
Maybe, but I mean, think about this. I mean, Flash beat Eobard Thawne, and Godspeed beat the Flash. But you're right. I mean, he's inexperienced, and of course, he's gonna. I mean, we know.
Thawne also runs on a negative speed force.
We know he's gonna fail. It wouldn't make sense though that Godspeed would have all this knowledge about Thawne. He would be overconfident, especially since he's locked up in prison. It's like, dude, the dude is laying in a. What do they show? Like the scene. If I can rewind here. Yeah, I mean, look at him. He's helpless. Or so it seems.
Maybe he's waiting for him to give him his powers.
Maybe.
Idiot. He's like, I know time, bro. I know it's going to happen.
Right? I come from the future. Still, I do like Punisher Flash. It's cool to see.
Yeah.
Like, it's you don't see this very often. You don't see hardcore vigilante characters with like the mindset of the Punisher with powers, right? They're usually always like the gunslinging. You got Punisher, Marvel, you got Red Hood over at DC, but you never see like, you know, a Justice League level character who's just like, they don't, you know, just gonna be judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how Eobard Thawne is. Like, even you look in the TV series, he's pretty much like, "This is cool. I killed you once. I can kill you again if I want to." It's like he's that egotistical. He's like, I can play God. I can be God. You know, and even this. Barry is still in. This isn't the normal Barry you'd see like in the Justice League cartoons, where he's like, you know, experienced already. This is a Barry who's still learning, but he's also playing by the good hero rules. So, you know, he doesn't want to hurt anybody. He wants to help people, but But the thing is that these people don't play by rules, and he's gonna get forced to do stuff that he normally doesn't do. Like here, like he basically would never thought anybody asked for their powers because he thought it'd be insulting. But here he is, and they offered him up. Now, Ed brings up a point, though, with Avery, saying, like, well, I don't want, here, I'll give you my powers, but even though I really don't want to give them up. But she did it, though. She, like, that's a learning moment from learning from Flash. Same with Wally's learning from Wallace. I should say not Wally. Wallace. He's learning from Flash. I like they're showing him being, like, a symbol of hope in his book. You know, kind of like Superman inspires people. Flash is inspiring people.
Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on people other than Flash and Wally and Wallace having, you know, more speedsters?
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, I embraced the story because I knew it was going to be temporary.
As long as they're evil, right?
I mean, Godspeed is interesting. I just like a character that's got the values of Frank Castle, but he's got powers.
I am glad it's something different other than having Yellow Flash and the Flash. Reverse Flash, this Flash.
Yeah, because he's not a true. I mean, he's not a villain in the same sense that Yellow Flash is, where he's like, I'm out to get you, Flash. Like he's just a misled. Like he's a ideological villain. Like the same way Punisher was to Daredevil, right? Like Daredevil and Punisher always had to fight because like Daredevil's like, you can't kill people, and Punisher's like, they deserve it, and Daredevil would be like, there's due process, we gotta like, and then shut up, Daredevil, like, and they'd have to fight.
But you know what this always echoes back to me is when Wally West is going against the second Reverse Flash, Hunter Zolomon. Hunter Zolomon was a cop that went around doing this kind of the same sort of things. He was kind of like a Punisher Flash, not so as much this is a little bit different. But yeah, he that guy, that Flash, he always blamed Wally West, like, you're a cop, you could do all this, you can't do it. So we're getting a little bit of like a homage to the second Flash, but it's still not the same story. You're getting different parts, which I like.
Yeah, so, I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
So basically it's like some people would say like, oh, he stole the idea from blah blah. It's like, no, if anything, he's a Flash fan paying homage to this. Bringing in a new character, keeping it fresh, because anyway, they could bring in a whole new character and have him do nothing like any other characters, but it's hard. Like, and most people don't realize when you create a new comic book character, it's hard. Either people are instantly liking it or they hate it. So if you can get people to like it and still you read this comic, is like, who wants to watch Flash against a boring villain?
Right. And also, too, like, for me, I'm like, I'm just tired of Flash going against speedsters. I'm just like, oh, look, and Flash is another speedster. But I like this case where he's
a cop.
He's a cop, yeah. And he's not necessarily out to stop Barry. He's not out to fight Barry. Yeah. He still thinks of Barry as a friend. Like I said, there's ideological differences. Barry, of course, is going to have to stop Godspeed because... in Barry's moral compass is like, dude, Godspeed, you can't do this. I have to stop you.
Yeah, he's not like Eobard Thawne. He's obsessed with the Flash.
Yeah, and I think that makes it interesting to me. And the fact that he's a speedster is also cool because if you're gonna have that, it's like have a rival who basically can do the things that you can do, and you have to stop him. I don't know. I almost want to see a Godspeed comic. I just want to see.
It answers the questions, like, it's like with vigilantes, most people are like, should Batman kill? Should Flash kill? And well, there's a Flash that's killing. His name's Godspeed.
Yeah.
So you're getting that aspect too.
And I'm on the side of like, don't kill. I mean, I like the ideological hero, like the aspirational heroes, Superman and stuff. But I also have, that little dark side of me that enjoys a Punisher comic, I don't agree with the Punisher. I don't read Punisher because I'm like, yeah, that's what I would be. Maybe when I was 20 and I was reading Punisher, I probably would have been, but that was edgy back then. But nowadays, I believe more in the higher virtues that these heroes have, but it's still fun to read. I enjoy not the bloodthirsty killer, but like the vengeance, like the whole the character that's driven by like by vengeance, I guess, for lack of a better term.
I'm just glad, like, through this one's one, we don't see YLS or not YLS, Barry Allen taking off his mask. It's like, I can help you. I'm Barry Allen.
Oh right, she's like, they're crossing the streams again. God, that's a TV show always doing that. It's like, dude, why do you even have a mask? You always pull it off.
Right. It's actually digital now in the new seasons. Like, it just like digitally disappears. It's like,
oh no. But yeah, like every scene, like he'll like run through the city and then he'll get to where he's going and he immediately pulls his mask off. And I'm like, dude, you're in public. I get it. You're in an alleyway. Like there's no one in the immediate, but someone could like walk around the corner at any time.
Oh crap! At least remember in the original seasons of the Flash CW, he blurred his face all the time.
Right. Well, when he he would blur his face with his mask on when he was like talking to people. But I'm talking like he'll run up to like a scene where something's happened and he'll just like pull off his, and like there's no one around. But dude, I've seen enough episodes of The Arrow to know that there's cameras monitoring everything that a hacker could just get. Sorry.
It's like when I'm starting, he's like, figured it out. It's like I'm like, how did you figure out my secret? Smartphone. Everyone has one. Gosh.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I gotta get through the comments. Let's see. Melissa says anime is fun. No arguing there. Dragon Ball wants to know, what do you do when you books you've read for years go gay? I'm just asking.
Never had a book go gay before.
What you do is you listen to Ash, because Ash always recommends good comics. Let's see. Star Wars Bounty Hunter issue 1 way good. All right, cool. I'm glad you liked it. Scroll down. Eminem was in Punisher Max. Oh, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I mean, like that was, but even that was a joke. He's like having him in there.
That was probably to try to get some.
I think they had him
hip-hop
like beating
cred.
up criminals.
Because didn't Marvel do like those hip hop covers too? Once upon a time.
I wouldn't put it past it. It's like, hey, we're hip, we're cool, we're gonna start doing it.
No, they for sure did. Like, you don't remember those? They did hip hop. Yeah, they did hip hop, and I actually think it was a cool idea. The problem is if you weren't into hip hop, you didn't necessarily recognize the cover, because that's what they did. Is they took album covers from like hip hop artists, and then like redrew them, but with like a Marvel scene. It's kind of like what Deceased did with their covers, but they would do like horror movie posters that were famous, but draw it for Deceased. They did the same thing and I was like, that's a cool idea. The problem is I only recognize like a handful of these covers. So
Jay-Z and Beyonce team up with Misty Knight and Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So Harlem, when you're sick, beats, take it to the streets and fight some crime. Sorry.
Let's see. This is My Hero Academia, far superior to modern Marvel and DC. And My Hero Academia is pretty dope. Speaking of My Hero Academia, a little shout out. If you're interested, like you can buy all the seasons right now on Vudu. It's having a big sale. They're only $7.99 a season. So I just completed my collection. Got the seasons
Vudu
I was
is
missing.
great. I bought pretty much all the animated Justice League, movies and cartoons are there.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, also, if you're for whatever reason don't want to watch My Hero Academia, I need to shake you. But anyways, you might be into the DC stuff. Vudu has a mega, 30 movies in the DC animated universe? It's 30 movies for...
So there?
Oh, what was it? I don't have it up. It was like 30 movies for $60.
What's $60? You blacked out for a minute.
Oh, did I black out? So Vudu is having a sale. It's a big bundle. You get like 30 movies for all the Justice League animated movies.
Nice.
Like pretty much all the ones I've ever heard of. And it's like, it's not expensive. I think it's like $60.
No, spend it on this.
Oh, hold on a
If
second.
you buy certain things, they'll give you like a discount, and you can use or credits. And the Voodoo is just like anything else. You can buy cards for it and stock your Voodoo insert credit. Just like GameStop, you'd go buy or PlayStation points, Xbox Live, you can buy point cards and put money on that, and you put the code in there, and it goes right into your account, and you can use it to buy digital stuff instead of just using your credit card.
Yeah. Let's see. Dragon Ball says, grab the Star Wars. All right. Let's see. Marani says, don't believe him, Barry. August is batshit crazy. Damn, August is savage. He's Barry without the moral center. Hey, he's Frank Castle with the Speed Force. I like him. Let's see. Ed Brewer, I'm selfish, but it comes from a good place. Avery.
Yep,
Then you said Avery's a cool character. She pops up in later issues.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna say how, where, when. I'm just gonna say I like when you don't have throwaway characters. So.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It is funny. It did come off that way. I'm selfish, but it comes from a good place. But she did immediately give the power up afterwards. So I was like, okay.
Or did Godspeed steal it?
Well, she was in the process of giving it up, and I think Godspeed.
Did he acquire it, or did Flash and Wally get it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Speed Pirates want to give it up. Nah, screw the world. That'd be me. I don't think I'd like. Yeah, that's cool, Flash. You know, why don't you give me your powers and I'll be like, I have all of it.
All right, let's go into, before we get to the final issue, Firepower. So this is a book, those of you that follow my channel probably know that I'm really hot on, no pun intended. And I do a show with my boy Skip called the Unnamed Indie Comic Show, which we'll be having the next episode this Monday. It's at 8 p.m. Pacific time. And we just celebrate indie comics. This coming up episode is going to feature issue 11 of Firepower, and we're going to be doing the final volume of East of West. So we're going to get to the end of that story. I am super excited. But Firepower is coming up to their 12th issue, which I have to be fair. Like, I love this book, but if this were Marvel, I would be mocking them. 12 is not a milestone. Like, I used to make fun of Marvel, and they'd be like, 25th issue milestone. I'm like, dude, 25 is not. What happened to, like, when I got into comics, X-Men was already in the 200s. Like, this whole, like, yay, we did a comic, we did a couple issues, we're amazing. Like, this whole, I don't know. But anyways, despite that, go ahead.
Maybe it's a milestone for them because they're glad that people are actually still reading Kirkman books.
You know, maybe. But Kirkman's already done 2 independent books that have gone over 144 issues.
So I'm telling you right now, though, they're talking about, it already is a cartoon thing now. You better hang on to these books, keep them nice, because they're probably going to make another, either animated series or...
Dude, you know, I was at my comic book store today, and they had, because of the thing, they had they had Invincible #2 slabbed. Guess how much?
400 or something.
No, 1,099.
Dang.
Yeah, I was like, what? Invincible #2. Yeah, they didn't have a #1. I was like, holy ball sack.
I wonder how much it's worth outside of the slab.
Oh, probably more like what you said, 400. Like, but it was like a 9.8. It was.
Yeah, but I mean, there's people who don't even get slabbed. There's a lot of people who don't slab their books.
Right? You know? No, slab books way increase the value of especially if it's a 9.8.
Well, yeah, it's never because it won't get just damaged in the mail because it's protected too. So.
Yeah, and it costs money to slab a book. A lot of people don't go through the effort of doing it. Already you have it. It's like more rare because there's far less slab books. A 9.8 is extremely like, you know, there's maybe 10% of the books in existence are like 9.8s.
Well, so it's hard to get a 9. I would say a 9.8 is kind of bad because especially if it comes in from Diamond, they ship it in a box and it goes right on the shelf and they're already all dinged up.
No, and that's what one of the frustrating things that I don't really like about the whole slabbing thing is CGC. From my understanding, CGC has some sort of arrangements with Diamond where they get books directly from Diamond and then they slab them and then they sell them. So like that makes your chances of getting a 9.8 far, far less because all of the really good quality ones don't even go to the stores. Right?
So apparently there's okay, keep going.
Oh, no, I was gonna say that's really shitty. And what was I thinking? There was a book. Oh, Berserker, right? A 9.8 of Berserker, I think, is already going for like $400.
Oh.
But the thing is, you can't get it slabbed because the book just came out. To ship your book to Florida, get it graded and shipped back, that's going to take sometimes months. So the only way you can get a slab copy of Berserker is to get it straight from the CGC.
Yeah.
And pay for it. So that inflates the prices even more, which I think is also bad for the collecting community. But
so apparently there's a new grading company. I don't know how long they've been around. CGC's been around for 20 years. CBCS.
Yeah.
They're more tougher with their grades, and they boast while they have a vault and they have like
I
cameras.
heard that they were easier with their grades.
Apparently, that's what Google's saying different.
Oh, okay. That's just what I heard. I don't no expert.
Neither am I.
But I know that they're not the main ones, so a lot of people don't trust their grading, and
Yeah.
so sometimes you won't get the same value out of that
Okay.
because people.
So what they are is they were formed by Steve Brook, who was originally the primary grader of CGC. You know, he's basically the guy who created CGC Green Company. And he left to create a new company in 2015 for modern books post 1974. You know, basically, you know, you should do, they say do CGC, but if you have CBCS books, you want to do that. Those are majority of the modern books. Everything after that, people you're using those. So it's a different type, you know. But it said like it's so at least you have an option.
Yeah, you do have an option. So speaking of options, let's get through this. So issue 12 is coming up. It's a double-sized issue, or sorry, oversized. I thought it was gonna be double-sized. I don't know, but only $4.99. So hopefully it's double-sized. This looks like the regular cover. Here, Chris Samney art. But they have some variant covers. Now, I'm normally not a variant guy, but I do love the book, and sometimes I've been known to get variant covers. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of go through here and, you know, just kind of pick out and see what people's favorite cover is. So we got the first one here. This is Frank Quietly. I think this is going to be a popular cover.
The old man with the shoes.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, this is the old master. One of his things about the character is he wears Jordans, and Chris Samney, the artist, has been known to complain because Kirkman is always making him draw these Jordans, and of course he has to draw them accurate, or shoe fans will go nutball. You know, like
yeah. It was the origin story. Yeah, he came up. He's like, "Oh, are those Jordans?"
So this is a pretty cool cover. I mean, I like Frank Quietly. He's a great artist. And I love this character. So, I could definitely see this being a contender because I'm not sure which cover I'm going to pick yet. Then we got this cover. I don't know who.
Crazy.
I don't know who this artist is, but
it's a signature down the bottom right corner.
Yeah, but I can't tell.
Something G, the Z. Maybe it's just an article.
This is interesting. It kind of feels like street art. Yeah, maybe it does say in the article. That's a good idea. Let's. So Frank Quietly, I guess Mindy Lee, maybe. Yeah. So
maybe, yeah.
So Mindy Lee. And
was it Tom Mcfarlane one? What?
So who's after Mindy Lee? We got Tula and Todd McFarlane. Okay, so so here's Tula's cover.
The bottom left one must be Todd McFarlane.
It's interesting. So this is the main character's wife. She's a cop.
I was gonna say, that's gotta be the wife.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool cover. I mean, I like the art. I don't necessarily like the subject matter. Not because I don't like women or anything, but just kind of boring, like cop woman. She's not a big part of the story, just posing there.
Did you know that her name's Alex Danvers and she's gay?
No,
sorry.
So here's the Todd McFarlane cover, and I was very disappointed because I'm a Todd McFarlane fan. And this just feels like a phoned in, like there's no dynamicism here. It's just dudes standing. Todd apparently didn't do enough research to know that Owen is Chinese. So, like, this guy looks like Superman. Look at this big-ass fucking jaw and chin. I'm like, you're drawing an Asian dude. Come on, Todd.
Waiting for the... There you go. Now it's catching up.
But it's just...
You got a circle of death here.
No, I didn't have a circle of death again. Damn it, I'm sorry, guys.
You didn't know... Yeah, it's done now. It's done now.
I mean, it's Todd McFarlane. People who are fans are going to want it just because it's Todd. I just wish, you know what I was hoping? I know it's overdone, but sometimes cliche is cool. I was hoping it would be another knockoff of Spider-Man 300.
You know what it looks like? The character, how you draw. He looks like you're drawing Bruce Campbell merged with Dean Cain.
Yeah, there we go. It does. He's got that big chin like Bruce Campbell. All right, who's the next artist after? So we've got Simone DiMeo, Tansi Zonjic, and Rob Liefeld next. So this is kind of cool. It has a very manga feel. I kind of like it. Oh, I guess the name's right down here. Oh, sorry. Okay. So cover F, the DeMeo cover, 6 of 18. Jeez, I thought there were only 12 covers. I'm sorry that it's
too many variants.
Can I make this smaller?
You could
Yes, I can.
You could. Can you? Oh, I don't know. Well, no, it isn't yours.
There we go. I wanted to just like fit the screen so people can see it better.
I know, because it shows different on mine though, because I said like it shows the members being you. I can hide it, make it bigger for me, but you, Only I can think is you're just using the plus and minuses on the keyboard.
Yeah, no, I shrank it. I just didn't know if it would work on the blow up version. So I like this one quite a bit. And then the next issue, this is the Zonjic cover.
Crazy.
It's
Iron Fist.
It's a little plain to me. I won't be getting that one.
There you go.
Rob Liefeld. So
he's got the Michelin arms.
Talk about phoning it in. Yeah. I don't want just characters standing, doing nothing. This is like what Todd McFarlane did. Almost the same exact pose.
They should have him do it sitting back on a couch to do like a Scotty Young thing and having like on a cell phone.
Rob, if you're listening, and I know you're not, look, dude, I know you sold millions of comics. I wasn't really a fan of yours back in the day, but I've always respected you as an artist. One of the things that you did was you brought energy. If people complained about your illustration skills or your lack of anatomy, it didn't matter because you always brought energy. This is not energy. This is boring. This is plain. This is like what I used to draw when I was trying to be an artist. Just no. Come on. You couldn't draw some cool action shot. Very disappointed. And this is cover I Woo, whoever Woo is. Looks a little like Chris Amney. Not a fan of the weird colors. And then this one is, Larson. Eric Larson did a cover. Geez, another, like, I guess it's not quite as stiff as the other ones, but this,
paint them blue.
Can you guys just not draw action shots anymore? You guys are
those are Kirby thing hands.
They are kind of, actually. But you're one of the original Image 7, you, Liefeld, McFarlane, and you guys have turned in the most boring covers. I do like this old school, like the Marvel copy trade. I do like when they do stuff like that. All right, who's this? Cover K by Randolph.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's fine.
I just realized I was trying to figure out where I left up on Firepower, because I feel like it's been like a month for me. Like, I left off and I still have to read issue 7 and go to catch up. So 7 through 11.
All right, now here's got some energy. This is my boy Frank Miller, cover L.
Into Turtle vibes here.
I think I might be buying this one. I don't really like when the trade dress is in the bottom. I've talked about that before, but man, I love the color separation here. Like the contrast, the fire in the background, and the.
I'm sure. Can you buy Virgin covers of these without the trade?
I don't think so, but I don't like Virgin covers anyway.
Well, no, you get those as a incentive. You pay like an extra $20, for them.
Yeah, sometimes if they offer them, but
that's kind of cool. That's the girl that's no longer alive, right?
Okamoto. Yeah, his forgot her name. Yeah, it's a cool. I mean, it feels like a solid illustration. I like the blurred
Ashes on
background
fire.
and the ashes.
Yeah.
Like, but
And there's a
it's
butterfly.
still just like people standing. Like, oh, just standing.
Is that supposed to be a butterfly in the corner, or is that supposed to be the
Yeah,
background?
it's a butterfly.
Okay.
I think it's in the foreground. That's why it's blurry.
That's
Like
what.
she's
Yeah.
looking up at it.
I thought that was a tree up there next to her. I'm like, what's she looking at a tree for?
So here we get the line art. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is the original art, Frank Miller.
Ooh, you can see it and color it.
I wonder how much this would cost. No, I wouldn't. Let me get Todd McFarlane's original line art. Yeah, look at me. I'm just standing here.
Look at that. He's actually moving real fast.
Oh, these are actually black and white. These are covers. So this is an incentive variant.
Yeah.
I hate incentive variants. So 1 in 25 incentive variant, both that and the the Todd McFarlane.
Keep looking at that invincible covered in blood action figure.
So which one of these would you pick up?
Oh man. God. I don't know. It's like they're all kind of. I'd probably go that one. Probably that one.
The original, the A cover.
Yeah,
that's not a bad choice. It's A cover.
Because the other one is like the old man, like not the Nike one, but the one in the middle where he's standing down. That would be my second to go to. The third, then the wife is just like I said. Just
this
the wife
one,
is
the C cover.
Yeah,
you like that one? Kind of like the street art.
Yeah, because it looks like you're playing like what was it? Crazy Taxi or Jet Set Radio. Remember the art?
Jet Set Radio, yeah.
That's what it reminds you of.
I love Jet Set Radio.
So.
Yeah, no, that one's I do. I kind of like the urban street art style of that. My top 3 are the Frank Quietly, this manga style one here by DeMeo. I don't know this artist, but I just like this look. It looks cool.
Old man didn't see him at first. He blends in up top.
Yeah, I just like the composition of this. There's so much action going on.
Well, I love the scene. It's at they're on top of the car. The kids are in there coloring, and he's just like tuxedo mask from
Dude, if this was a manga, I would. If this was like a picture of a manga or an anime, I'd be like, I gotta watch this anime.
Well, she's got a sword. Okay, I thought she'd have a handgun.
Yeah, that's surprising. The Image guys, I like McFarlane, McLarson, Liefeld. Ugh. So Frank Quietly's covers definitely there for me. Because I love this character so much, and it's such a good rendition of him. And then of course there's my boy Frank. That's such a cool cover too.
That I said that every time I look at that, it looks like one of the Foot Clan or a Ninja Turtle character with the ninja stars and stuff.
Yeah, that's so cool. So I don't know. I might have to buy more than one.
How much are they a piece?
$4.99.
Okay.
And I mean they're oversized. I don't know how many pages. I don't know if it. Let's see if it says.
Oh, or it is gonna be like well, the normal is 32 pages. They'll probably be like, extra.
I thought I heard it was double sized, but I think they would say that
75 pages.
Yeah, 70. Hey, dude, Kirkman is the guy that gave us an 80-page finale for Walking Dead for only $3.99.
Yep.
Like, Kirkman is like, I really like how he treats fans and stuff. Like, he's not out there to rake fans over the coals and gimmick them to death. So I'm more forgiving when you do stuff like, because I'm not a big variant guy, but I'm like, you do so many things right that I got to kind of give you a pass. Oh, how about this bloody Mark Grayson figure?
I keep looking at it. I wanna, if it pops up, there you go. Look at that. That is just
Jesus.
I want it so bad.
$25.
It's worth it. Look, yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I want to see the look at it. Oh,
Jesus.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
You can change the fist too. I don't want to what the point of that would be. I never understood that, but
What other stuff do they have for the toys? You get regular Mark Grayson.
the
Cool
blood on
Invincible
that's
T-shirt. That's pretty cool. Not for $33. Jesus.
it's a hot topic price. There you go. Yeah, they have her figure, and they have that's a compendium 300 bucks.
Hardcover compendiums.
Yep.
Oh, that's not bad. Even still, I mean, these are over 1,000 pages.
That's number 3. So I wonder what they have for the first 2. How much the first 2 are?
They're probably $100 if they're if you can find them. The hardcovers usually don't stay in print, so these are probably the compendiums would be a super deal because they're going to go out of print, and then the aftermarket's going to go bonkers on these.
I saw the original Walking Dead before they came out with the compendium. They're like, some of them are like, even these ones, for Invincible, they're like 26 volumes.
Oh yeah, well, Walking Dead's 163 issues.
193 issues, but they said they had, remember each.
193, yeah, 193 issues.
So imagine how many 6-issue volumes he had to get. So it's like 26. I think it was like 26 or 27 up there. I was like, man, that's a lot. That's a whole bookshelf. And then you get the compendium, and it won't even fit on your bookshelf because it's too freaking tall.
Oh, yeah, by the way, this is my books that I got today. I wasn't able to pick up Beckstar, unfortunately, because they had it. I had it in my hand, but the printer fucked this book up, and like the B and the E had all this ink on it, and I was like, what the hell? And it sucks because they only ordered the one copy for me. So I was like, do you have another copy? They're like, no. So they're going to they check Diamond. Diamond's got more. So they're going to order another one. But I have a feeling that that's going to be like a whole run of the books like misprinted like that. So I'm going to have to get a shitty copy. So Joe, probably not listening, but dude, Mad Cave Studios done you wrong, man.
Imagine if it's like they do that and then it becomes a collector's item because it's like
All right, let's see who, before we go on, did people pick for covers. I should have paid more attention to that. Dun, 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 dun.
Ed said something. He's like, but I don't know which cover he's talking about. It's a thing.
Ed, I kind of like that cover. Ed, man. By the time we see that, some people didn't really pick covers. They're not very interested. Ronnie says, none of the covers appeal to me at all. They're frankly boring, and the artist phoned them in. Well, shame on you. That Frank Quietly cover is gorgeous. Do we need to go? We need to go back.
She said, I might pick the cover next to the Liefeld one.
You're saying this is phoned in? Are you kidding me, Maranya? Look at this detail. Just drawing those Jordans alone. I mean, look at the tread. Now, I know this is not impressive to most people, including, I mean, I'm not a shoe guy, but the shoe people, like Skip was pretty damn impressed. Like at how accurate these were. The face on Wei Lun, this is really good.
He looks like a creepy old golem. Like a little goblin guy.
And I can understand not everyone's into the street art, but I think the street art design, with the ninjas in the background, I like how they're real subtle. I didn't even notice them at first.
I keep looking at the one with the wife. I'm thinking that's Alex Danvers, the haircut.
Yeah.
It's got a little blue in the front. There you go.
And this one, come on, this is not boring.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's a manga-ish but
yeah. Look at this.
The glowing
in the car.
That art stuff kind of reminds you of Noctera. Some of it's how they drew it. This is also the art style they use in their Harley Quinn Future State book.
And I gotta also say, for my boy Frank, dude, Frank is getting old, right? This is better than most of his comics. This is not Frank phoning in. This is Frank working overtime to deliver. Because Frank, I love Frank, dude, greatest comic creator has ever lived, in my opinion. But he's old. His body is damaged from years of age and alcohol and different things. But for him to do this is not phoning in. So bravo to you, Frank, and whoever colored it, bravo to you too.
But I do agree with Marania, though they are all kind of meh. But I mean, out of the ones you have there, the ones that stand out, yes, is that one.
Yeah, she's mostly right. I'm just being obstinate. But I mean, That one, I do. The Frank Quietly one. It's going to be a tough choice for me, actually. The 3 that I like, I really like. The rest of them, I'm like, meh.
You said this Rob Liefeld now it really stands out with those arms.
God, that Rob Liefeld one is embarrassing. Rob, Rob, I know you get a lot of flack. I know people say things, you draw pouches and you can't draw feet and all these things. Like, don't fucking listen to them. I know you're trying to be better, like your anatomy is way better, but now you're boring. What made you Rob Liefeld wasn't that, drawing perfect anatomy and stuff. It was just drawing outlandish characters and looking cool with tons of energy. Go do that. Don't try to be what you're not. Because it just boring Liefeld. No one wants boring Liefeld.
Yeah. I look at that though, and it looks like those edge figures where you could turn the legs and keep the arms and the waist the same. Because you look at it, it's twisted on Rob Liefeld's. You can see how the legs are facing straight.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah. Ronnie says, okay, the Quietly one is detailed, but it doesn't sell the book for me. Well, I can understand that, Ronnie, but these are variant covers, right? The variants aren't supposed to sell the book. This is a celebration, right? So there's the A cover. This is the cover that sells you the book. That
is the best one. Look at the old detail in the old man's face.
Yeah. So someone's obviously this big shadow. They're like looking at could this be the dragon? No, I don't know. What's going on? What's the big shadow? These covers are like celebrate, like look, I get to see Mcfarlane draw the main character. It's like that's all you really care about. This is like, yay.
That's the thing. I mean, that's McFarlane. He was drawing Spider-Man. That was amazing. Everything he drew, but it's like,
oh, for sure.
See him draw something that's not his. It looks like he just phoned it in. He didn't really care.
Yeah, I wish, man, if he would have done that Spider-Man, he probably didn't want to get criticism because it gets done a lot. But the Spider-Man cover I'm talking about?
The Venom one?
It's if Spider-Man 300. That's like gets copied all the time. Like he did it for Spawn. That he rips it off.
There's one where his Venom's holding the Peter Parker skull on
there. Spider-Man. No, yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 300. It's like one of the most famous covers ever, and people rip this off for anniversaries all the freaking time.
Okay.
No, I don't want to have a cart. Stupid. This one.
Okay, yeah.
And he did the Spawn 300 with this, the same style, except instead of Spider-Man, it was Spawn in the middle, which was like, okay, cool. Like, I wanted to see, I was hoping when it was like McFarlane, I was like, dude, I want to see this cover, but I want to see Owen,
and I
like
love
posing like this, throwing a fireball. Like, how cool would that have been? I'd have bought that. Yeah, I would have bought it.
And just look at the difference, though, on that character and the one that he drew in. Like, the Spider-Man, I love the feet, the soles are good.
Yeah.
Fingers, just the detail, even the arm going backwards. It's not like it's like.
This is the Marvel theory of art. You draw the illustration at the apex of the action point.
Yes.
So this is him swinging through the city, and he's at its most extended peak part of action. So it looks the best.
I love the webbing, dude.
Yeah,
that is so skilled.
Yeah, he's if I remember right, he's the one that pioneered that look for the webbing.
Oh.
But let's get back to the comic.
Even that's cool on the Flash. I like that.
Yeah, I do, dude. This the digital coloring is able to create these lightning effects. You couldn't have done this in the past before that. Like, it looks really cool. Let's see. I don't want to ignore anyone that was picking covers though. So before we go, Asian Superman. I don't know what that's all about. FF2 says, I would get the Simone DeMeo or Frank Quietly covers for Firepower. So he's in agreement with me, except he left out Frank Miller. So screw you, FF2. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Quietly. Well, okay, we just said that.
You know what FF means for? F Frank.
Oh, no. No, say it's not true.
Whole entire time.
Marani says, Liefeld looks like he took generic superhero body and slapped on some details of the character. It's lazy. Totally lazy.
Right.
Let's see. Dragon Ball Watch Bad Batch. She did it for free. All right. You don't look... Yeah. All right. So, covered everyone. People didn't want to participate. Apparently, the firepower wasn't interesting. People don't like good comics. Just kidding. Busting your balls. Let's go back. Here we go. Final issue. Old Friends. A few weeks ago, after the storm, you never considered it? With your powers and your knowledge of forensics, no one would know. It'd be the perfect crime. Never crossed my mind. Not even for a second? A second is a long time when you have the speed, August. But I never once thought of killing Zoom. He took my mom. And in a lot of ways, he took my dad. But I think killing someone changes you. And I know that if my mom were alive, she wouldn't want that for me. You're too good to be true, Barry Allen. If I were in your shoes, I don't know if I would have your kind of willpower. I should have seen it then, that August was capable of, even before he turned into Godspeed. My name is Barry Allen, and I am the Flash, the fastest man alive. Or, at least I used to be. Now Godspeed holds that title. He's absorbed so much of the Speed Force that I'm having a hard time keeping up with him. And he's running to Iron Heights prison to kill all the inmates with a particular one in mind. Eobard Thawne, Professor Zoom, the man who murdered my mother. Godspeed has killed Speedsters and Billy Parks, the man he thinks murdered his brother, all in the name of justice. I'm gonna kill them all, Flash! I can't outrun Godspeed. But I can outsmart him. Like two race cars, I need to stay behind Godspeed, catch his draft. That's the only thing letting me stay close to him. But it's not what's going to stop him. August never bothered to learn the science of the Speed Force. We're both power sources connected to the Speed Force, but we're different voltages. I can feel our Speed Force energies locking into each other. If I tie our currents together, I can temporarily short-circuit our connection. Which I know is going to hurt me more than him. It could even take away my connection to the Speed Force. But if I don't do this, I'll be one step behind him as he murders the inmates right in front of my eyes. I have no choice. Are you kidding me, Barry? I never thought you'd use the Speed Force to hurt a friend. I can't let you kill anyone else, August. If you do, you'll be no better than Zoom. You know I'm right. Damn it, Barry. I'm doing this for you. If you can't see that, I'll stay here to hold you back and take care of business in Iron Heights. Godspeed can do something I've never been able to do. Be in two places at once. It's part of why I used to have a partner. But now, you're all alone, Flash. No, he's not. Crack. Wally, what are you doing? I thought about what you said before. How I should think about Iris. I am thinking about Iris. And she would never stand by if people were in danger. Isn't this sweet? I guess we're evenly matched now, Flash. Too bad I'm still faster than you. Not when there are two of you. Last time you attacked me as multiple Godspeeds, I noticed it causes you to divide your Speed Force connection. Wally, run around both Godspeed. Keep them together so we can steal his speed. You'd really do this to me, Flash? You saw what forcing the Speed Force... You saw what forcing the Speed Force outdid... Jesus, I can't... part. I forgot to do my disclaimer. This is not a professional voice acting, and this is a cold read. All right, take 3. You saw what forcing the Speed Force out did to Dr. Carver and the Speedsters. You could put me into a coma, or worse. And what's wrong with that? After what you did to Mina, that's what you deserve. No, Wally. Just like his victims, the only thing we owe Godspeed is justice. But Godspeed is right. If we keep running, it will kill him. Maybe we can take enough of the Speed Force to slow him down, but I can't stop alone. We have to stop running together, Wally, okay? Wally? Crack. Whoa. Get away from me, kid. Calm down, August. It's over. So your new partner is so much better than me. Is that it? You of all people should know how I feel. What happened to us should never happen to anyone else. As long as criminals like Zoom are alive, no one is safe. You should have killed me, Flash. Because if there is one thing we always have in common, I'll never stop chasing justice. August, stop! Zoom must die. No! No, not again. Heroes don't kill. We find a better way. Is he just knocked out? I cut off enough of his oxygen to make him pass out, but August still has the Speed Force inside of him, and he'll probably wake up any second. So I need to get him into custody. I can help. Wally, how'd you make that suit? Have you seen it before? No idea. It's rad, right? When I decided I was going to stop running, this wave of calm came over me, and suddenly I was wearing this outfit. It's because you earned it. You used the Speed Force to generate that suit. I know someone else who has that talent. I'm thinking you should meet each other soon. But first, help me with August. We need to take him someplace where he won't hurt anyone. Where? We send him where he belongs. Iron Heights, a few days later. Normally I avoid this place. Too much pain and bad memories live within these walls, but I can't outrun my responsibilities. Fancy meeting you here. I guess I took the whole good cop, bad cop thing too far, huh? You good with this guy, Alan? You can go. We're old friends. I'm glad you still consider me a friend, Barry. After everything we went through, I'm surprised they let you visit me. I said I had questions about an old case that we'd worked together, but I had to pull a few strings to get privacy. Don't worry. I'm not going to tell anyone our secret. I keep telling you, Barry, we're just trying to help. I never wanted any innocents to get hurt. I can still feel a connection, you know. The Speed Force is gone from the other speedsters, but I can sense them. Most of them are happy to be done with the Speed Force, satisfied with being powerless and living normal lives again. But some are upset that they had greatness taken away from them, wishing they had another chance with the powers. But deep down, They're all thinking the same thing. Why are you best suited to have the powers? With so many speedsters, what makes you special? That isn't for me to answer. All I can do is try to use them to help people as best I can. But again, that's what you think is best. People like me, we think you can do more. Just like Billy Parks. I know he killed my brother. I could tell just by looking at him, and so I used those powers to get justice. Actually, that's why I came today. I started to look into your brother's case again. The files were destroyed the night I was hit by lightning, but I pieced them back together and was able to work on the evidence. Billy Parks didn't kill your brother. I retested all the evidence and even questioned the witnesses of the original investigating officers. Billy Parks was a suspect, but he had an alibi, and his blood didn't match the blood found at the crime scene. That was why the DA let him go. You killed an innocent man, August. Your brother's killer is still out there. What? But I promise you, August, I will solve this. I will find who killed your brother. You're not going to have the time, Barry. It's just like before. You being the Flash will be the priority, and you can't be in two places at once. Plus, you're going to be dealing with Black Hole and who really started the Speed Force storm. That case is closed. Dr. Carver started the storm using stolen equipment from Star Labs. Nah, buddy. You forgot what Mina said. Not all that tech was from Star Labs. When you were taking days off and licking your wounds, I stayed on the case. While you always looked at the evidence, I looked at the people. Dr. Carver is just a general in the Black Hole. A hired gun because of his connection with Star Labs. I know who the real leader of Black Hole is. What? Who is... That's my secret now, Barry. Saving it for a day when I'll need a favor. But I can say, something in my gut tells me that Black Hole is not done messing with you yet. And one day in the future, you're going to come running to me, your friend, for help. Is August telling the truth? Or just trying to get a rise out of me? Is Black Hole still operating in Central City? Are the citizens that turned into speedsters angry with me? Oh, no, 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 no. You were hit by the Speed Force storm too? It's a bit more complicated than that. Okay, well, I know the Flash is your idol, Wally, but the Flash isn't my idol. You are, Aunt Iris. Ever since I came to Central City, I've watched you be a hero. You don't have powers, and yet you still throw yourself into danger to follow a story. I know that you're not just chasing headlines. You're trying to help people in the only way you think you can, by finding the truth. That's why you and the Flash work so well together. Because he's justice, and you're truth. Why didn't you tell me? I was worried because of what happened with Uncle Daniel when he got the speed powers. Wally, Daniel is... You're not Daniel. I know that now. Helping the Flash showed me I could be a hero, just like you. You know that you can always come to me, but I have questions. You wouldn't be you if you didn't. I'm still a bit worried this could be dangerous. Don't worry, Iris. I have a great mentor. When are you going to teach me how to go faster? If I'm going to help you learn to use these powers, you need to learn how they work first, Wally. It's more than just speed. It's science. After what happened with August and Mina, I was hesitant to take on a new partner. And there are still things I need to investigate. Who was the real leader of Black Hole? Where is Mina? What happened with the other Wally West? And how is it connected with the button Batman has? It's all too much for one person. My mom used to tell me that one of the hardest things in life is admitting you need help. Being the Flash by myself was difficult, and I thought the Speed Force knew. But I was mistaken, and I got too much help. Some of it the wrong kind. There are days I feel like I'm destined to run alone. But sometimes you need someone to know when you need help, even if you don't ask. And Wally gave me that. He knew without me saying a word. Wally reminds me of my own partner, Wally West of the Titans. I guess that makes sense. Both raised by Iris, but it's a bit more than that. They have the same heart, and I know I can trust this new Kid Flash to run by my side. Never thought I'd meet someone who was like Wally again, but I guess lightning can strike twice. Thank you. What? Mina? All right.
My name is Barry Allen, and I'm the fastest man alive. CW line. Every single-
Even when I'm not, there's always someone faster. I love that in the show too. My name is Barry Allen, and I'm the fastest man alive. Well, except for Eobard Thawne and Zoom, who's different in the show, and Sabaton, and maybe Wally West. And I don't know. The show where I'm at right now is hinting that Wally might be faster than Barry. So I'm like, basically, you're the fastest man alive, except for every other speedster.
I love the ending. One of the ending lines here is like, I used to run alone, but then I got, then I saw Batman had other Robins, so I figured I need a Kid Flash more help. I'm so glad that, like, he's not like Batman, just collecting kids and just turning them into like weapons.
Oh man, I liked Frank Miller's answer to that at the 2017 New York Comic Con when they did that panel that he was on with Tom King and stuff. He was just like poking fun at it by like an army of Robins, and like he was like imagining like Batman showing up with the commissioner and commissioner being like, we need your help, Batman, da, da, da. And then Batman being like, yeah, I think it's gonna cost us like 11 Robins. Just like just training legions of Robins to throw at problems.
Remember they had Batman Inc. Remember that? They had all different Batmans of different parts of the world.
Yeah, I never read that. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, now imagine each of them had a Robin.
Oh my god. Let's see. Epidoxa joined in. Good to see you, Epidoxa. He says, Flash put the rear naked choke on him and put him down.
First read this, I thought he snapped his neck like Zod. I was like,
that's a rear naked choke. You need to watch more MMA.
You mean wrestling?
No, MMA. Real fighting. I was like, that was I'm still confused because I thought Godspeed was faster than Barry. And Barry's like, I'm having trouble keeping up. In order to catch someone who's in front of you, by the laws of science, you have to be faster than them.
But wasn't he split up in two people? Like he got wounded?
No, that was when Wally showed up, and then after that, he's like, he just took off by himself to the prison.
Yeah.
But maybe he was tired at that point.
I mean, Kid Flash kicked him into the face.
That's true. That's true. And then he got that super suit. It just came out of
And
nowhere.
I hated that, like that line. You earned it, Wallace. No, no, you did not earn it.
Isn't that
I,
so cringe? I hate when you have to prop up characters. That's the opposite of earning anything. When you have to have another character like tell them how good they are and emotionally validate them.
you
Stop
remind
it.
me of this. You remind me of this character I used to have. All the Wally West fans are just like, screw you. They throw the book down.
I mean, it was only a minor quibble, and overall the book was really fun. But it just
Yeah.
reminds me of like when the CW Supergirl, every time Superman would show up, you know,
Carrie, you're the better of us.
always, every single time, Kara, you're the real hero. I'm just some guy. You're just like, what the fuck am I watching?
You know what, Kara? I'm retiring. I'm never mad again since they got you.
Let's
I'm gonna
see.
go up and have kids.
And Dragon Ball's like, no, not Mina. And Ronnie's like, hush, Dragon Ball. I like Mina.
Did you ever watch The Crisis?
I haven't,
Crossover with those?
I haven't got to the Crisis.
Oh man,
I'm still only on season 3. Told you.
I'm just saying. Once you get see, you know what Tom Holland looks like
dude,
now, right?
here's the thing, dude. This is CW is like never ending. So I've been binging Arrow because we were watching an episode and then there was a big crossover, and then you know how they cross over from like Flash and then you got to watch the Arrow episode to see the next. So we were watching. Yeah. I was like, so we watched the episode, then we watched the next episode of Flash, and it just didn't make any sense. So I was like, okay, I'm behind on the Arrow. Let me start binging so I can catch up because I want to see. It's when the Dominators invaded.
Yeah.
And it's like, I got to catch up so I can watch this Dominator episode. So then I finally got binged Arrow. I had to go like through 2 seasons to catch up to get to that. And I was like, oh, the Dominator. And then it's like at the end of the Arrow episode, it's like to be continued in Legends of Tomorrow. And I was like, motherfucker. So then I was like, let me start watching. I was hoping it was at the beginning. No. Like, I had to watch like a whole season of Legends of Tomorrow. And I was like, wah! I was going insane.
The first season was not too bad. It then by the second season, Legends of Tomorrow, they pretty much they figured, you know what, we're just gonna be like the comic relief show.
Yeah, no, everyone says Legends of Tomorrow gets better in the second season. In some ways, it's better, but it lacks direction. Like the first season had a purpose that I was like kind of sold on, and now they're just like, let's just adventure through time and see if we can fuck shit up. And I'm like, I watch episode after episode of The Flash where they tell us you can't mess with the time stream, and here I am now watching Legends of Tomorrow where they got a ship and they're just literally like, where should we go? I don't know, let's pick a point in time, and they just go randomly, and I'm like, this is, dude, it's not Quantum Leap. I don't think Legends of Tomorrow knows what it wants to be.
Like, yeah, the whole thing is that they messed their time modality. So without Rick Hunter in the second season, I think it is, they just started doing it because after a while, that guy plays.
Yeah, what's up with getting Rick Hunter? Like, that was weird. The awkward first episode of the second season where Rick Hunter's in it, and then he just stops being in it. I'm like, all right.
But like I said, that's a show that it became like where it wasn't. It just was supposed to be comedy, stupid stuff. It was just like it was hijinks and all that stuff. It wasn't really serious. After the whole Vandal Savage story was done, this became all like, we're gonna fix time anomalies. You know, someone's where they're not supposed to be, or somebody has superpowers they're not supposed to. Like, you know, it's like, and then it didn't pick up until it becoming more entertaining until they actually had Constantine join, because they had like supernatural creatures, you know, and like he actually had his own story. They built around his story.
Dude, and seriously, another thing I'm super annoyed at, of the 2 buffoon characters, Captain Cold and the Flame guy, they got rid of Captain Cold.
Yes, Leonard Snart, yes.
I'm like, dude, that was like one of the interesting personalities on the show.
Right? When they're like in Russia? Like,
yeah,
he had, like,
everywhere. Yeah. Leonard Snart was like, and I was liking, not necessarily him becoming a good guy, but like him less focusing on being a criminal. Like, just, it was cool. And I'm okay with the Flame guy, like,
Rick, yeah.
Being his partner, like Mick, yeah. But without Snart, Mick is pointless.
He is, and he gets he gets cringy and worse towards the later seasons. It's like,
yeah, and I'm just like, you got rid of Snark, like.
and then because while that's going on, I'm reading the Josh Williamson, because they have the rogues in here, and I see Mick's totally different in here. He's a villain.
Oh yeah,
And so
of course.
I'm like, thank you for letting him be a villain.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with them changing it, but my point is Mick is a supporting character, right?
Yeah.
Snart was the star, and Mick was kind of his sidekick, and I liked their little like their sort of their banter, and how they would fight. And without Snart, Mick is like just a dude with a flame gun, and
yeah, they turned Mick into basically Wolverine, who just but Wolverine doesn't fight; he just drinks all the time.
Right? And dude, and Firestorm annoys the shit out of me. They are never together. I'm like, dude, Firestorm is one of the most powerful DC characters. Like he can take on Superman. Like,
yeah,
if the show is constantly finding ways to keep these two apart so that they can never have fire, I'm like, I would be together at all times. Like,
yeah, they like because the professor wants to get back to his life. He has a wife and all that stuff. And
But no, I mean, they're always running off solo. I'm
yeah.
gonna go do this by myself. I'm like, dude, you should bring the other dude, like Firestorm. Hello, you could solve everything. You could have beat Vandal Savage by yourself. Like,
you can transmutate things. You can transmute Vandal Savage if you want to. Like, it's pretty. It's like Adam Eve. You can rearrange atoms.
Yeah.
Like, you tell me you can't just rearrange Vandal Savage, like turn them into like a pile of mush.
Yeah. So, anyways, I got to that crossover episodes, and now I can stop watching, and so now I can go. But Lord help me! Thank God Invincible came along because I'm just binging that comic, and it's so good.
Have you gotten Earth?
What's that?
There's Earth. Have you gotten to the Earth X crossover?
Earth X.
Yeah, you'll find out about that. You have to watch Supergirl.
No, I'm not. No. I'm talking about Invincible, and you're like,
yeah.
Okay, we're done with CW. Say IMD can help you with crossover episode order watches. Oh, okay, that's helpful.
Yeah.
Melissa says Legends of Tomorrow is a poor man's Doctor Who. That is true. I said the exact same thing actually. The first season felt like poor man's Doctor Who. What was the
It was Rory. Was actually the character?
No, the main character. What was the guy who had the ship? What's his name?
Rick Hunter.
Rick Hunter. Yeah, Rick Hunter felt like a shitty Doctor
Who. Well, he's from Doctor Who.
Well, the actor.
The actor. I'm just saying.
But the character felt like.
Yeah.
Like a shitty Doctor Who. Like every time he would like talk about something, like they'd have this moment of like, we gotta go and stop. I was like, then I'd hear like in my mind would put the Doctor Who music, like I would hear it like woo, like the I just and in the second season though it went away from that. It's like, oh, we're not gonna be Doctor Who anymore. Instead we're gonna be Suicide Squad meets what did I call it? Suicide Squad meets something.
Argus? I don't know. Argus. But it's like I said, it's like, yeah, I don't know who owns the comic book rights for Doctor Who, but you have a crossover with the Legends. You're like, and I just because Rory was like Amelia Pond, Kieran Gillian's like boyfriend, Beyonce in the series, and Matt Smith was the 11th Doctor. So if you had a crossover with that version, I could just see them, coming over and just like, Rory, what are you doing? It's like, who are you, woman? It's but yeah, the first season has such a serious tone, but then after that, they just started to do what they wanted to do. But he's got the whole wild world in his. Sorry.
Melissa says Vandal Savage is wasted, so is Ra's al Ghul. No, you want to know who's wasted? Hawkman. Holy shit, dude.
Rory's wasted all time. Sorry.
Dude, Hawkman dies in episode 2. You're like, what? Oh, of course, because we just have to have Hawk Girl. Then he comes back, and then he's pointless. I don't know. He comes back in the finale of the show, like helps fight off, and then I'm like, so why is he gone? Why? Sorry. I was upset at that. Sometimes they do some cool stuff. Like, I like the Jonah Hex. One thing I do like about the show is kind of getting to see some of the other characters. I did like getting to see Constantine. I was actually in the Arrow. I was like, whoa, Constantine's here. That's pretty cool. I do like that.
Right.
But then sometimes they F it up. Like, I was watching the Legend of Tomorrow, and they get to the episode where they get to the JSA. And I was like, oh, sweet JSA. And then I was like, wait, who are these guys? Why is Stargirl in... What the fuck am I watching?
She's like guarding the past.
And it was like... And I'm like, why is Vixen in this? Why is Midnight... Captain Midnight... What is his name? Is this Captain Midnight? Why? I'm like race... Oh, I was like, oh, man, more race-swapping bullshit. Like,
Nate is
I was like, half of the JSA is not even here, and you're putting characters who aren't in the JSA into it. And I was like, why do you do this? Because here's the thing. People who don't know the comics don't care about JSA. They're not like, oh, look, it's the JSA. The only reason you put the JSA in there is to appease the people who are the comic fans to go, oh, cool, isn't that awesome? But then when you do it all stupid, they're like, you're just pissing them off. So either do it right or don't do it at all.
You know, it's also great on the Flash. You've Cecile on there. You know, she plays a Joe West's like love interest on there. She's a ginger in the comics. Most people don't know that. She's a white ginger-haired person. She's another person that got re-swapped.
Who?
Cecile. And if you're watching Flash, she's a DA.
She's the one that's going out with Joe?
Yeah, yes.
Well, I mean, yeah, she kind of has to be, right? Because the whole West family has been made race-swapped.
But she's not part of the West family.
No, but
I know, but
because Joe has a love interest, she's got to be black too.
Yeah, can't they just
because you can't have
yeah because Arrow has Diggle with a white woman. You know that blew my mind too when I first saw that Arrow. I was like, wait,
I was shocked at that actually.
Because you're like, oh, here's my ex, Lila. I'm like, wait, what? It's like they do that. Well, I guess with Barry and Iris, I mean, opposite.
Ed's like, Midnight went to school to be called Doctor. That's funny. You're right. It is Dr. Midnight.
You went to night school, right?
Legends is just as bad as Teen Titans Go. No, see, because Teen Titans Go was for kids.
And it is stupid humor too, that too.
It is stupid humor, but I mean, it's Teen Titans Go, you know what you're getting as soon as you look at the the title screen or whatever. You're like, oh, you should know what it's all about. It's a total little kids version. I am cool with Teen Titans Go. It's not for me. I don't want to watch it. Have no problems. But Legends of Tomorrow is playing like for adults. It's trying to play for comic fans.
Yeah. I used to hate Legends because it took away Mick and Leonard Snart away from I'm like, we want more rogues in the Flash. What are you doing? Keep him on there. Why is he on this thing? Like, no, don't make him an anti-hero. I don't want that crap.
Well, here's the thing though. You can only have Captain Cold appear so much in the Flash. He'd had quite a few appearances in the Flash.
Let's see some of the other characters that keep popping up on that show.
Well, but I mean, the way they did Snart, there was this. I mean, how many times is you gonna have stories where Flash is not arresting him?
Cisco hitting on every girl that's a criminal.
Yeah. Plus, the way they made Snart in the show, he was just not a threat to Flash.
He knew his secret.
So
that's why he went to Legends. They couldn't let him reveal his secret.
Dude, half of the city knows Barry's secret.
Now they do.
Yeah, seriously, he fucking tells everybody.
People
can literally just walk into Star Labs. I think that's hilarious. Like someone will just walk in and be like, "What would?" It's like
Barry's undressed, taking his suit off.
Oh my god! And I was thinking to myself, what's the operating costs of that place? Like
my question is,
how is Barry supporting this? Because he owns Star Labs, right? Like that was the whole thing. Like Eobard Dawn willed it to him, right?
Did he? Or did Wells own it? And I don't think.
Well, Eobard as Wells, right? So Wells 1.0, who was really Eobard Dawn, he when he's gone or whatever, like he passed on Star Labs to Barry, so that's why it still exists, right? Because otherwise, when Eobard's, when Wells supposedly died or whatever, like that would have been given to the state or something would have happened. Like, so someone had to own it. So Barry has it. Okay, fine. Barry has it. Dude, that building is like a football stadium. Like, who's paying the bills to keep this thing running? Like, Barry is a CSI. He's making 5 digits. Let's assume, let's say he makes like $100,000 a year. You're not even paying the property taxes on that building.
The only thing I can think of is Argus is giving them money, or they're using whatever money they had Wells had left over.
That's why I like the new Wells, because the new Wells like, let's turn it into a museum. And I was like, okay, well maybe they could like make some money.
I wasn't gonna bring it up because I wasn't sure if you got that point.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair. I appreciate that.
Because that's how you make money through museum, the Flash Museum. See.
The Flash Museum.
You got it. Somehow.
So corny. Epidoxus says, my 6 and 4-year-old love Teen Titans Go. There you go. Just don't let them watch Invincible, Epidoxus. That would be bad. Captain Cold should have been the co-star like Batman is Robin or the Joker. Why would Captain Cold be the co-star? That doesn't make any sense. Dragon Ball says, I can't stand Wells. He's a new dude every season. I think that's hilarious. And he makes it work. That actor has my
okay. He wants like Captain Cold teaming up with Barry Allen. Like,
yeah, that would be dumb. Sorry, no offense to you, but that would be dumb. No, I like Harrison Wells because after the first season, it was all revealed that he was Eobard Thawne all along and all this stuff. And so they had to they brought back Harrison Wells, but it was actually the real Harrison Wells, and he's from Earth 2. At first I was like, what's this? This is stupid. But then the new Harrison Wells I liked even better. Like, he was this total jerk, but he meant well. He just didn't have any compassion. He was just this cold-hearted.
The whispering voice. It's like after a while, it's like, can you speak up?
Yeah. Well, I just liked the guy. I was like, man, I like this Harrison Wells. And then he goes back to Earth 2, and I was like, no, that's you're the best character on the show. And then they got a new Harrison Wells, and I was like, what the fuck is the H.R. Wells author guy?
Yeah.
But he's totally growing on me. He's like the comic relief of the show. And again, because the show is full of all these idiots that I can't stand, I want Iris to be catapulted in the sun. I want Wally to get lost in the Speed Force. I just don't like anyone except for Barry. I like Barry. And yeah, Cisco and Caitlin. Caitlin is so aimless. I don't know. I don't hate her, but she's just sort of I'm just this fragile thing. Oh no, I'm turning into Killer Frost.
Yeah, she's
and
so
Cisco as vibe is getting stupid. I liked it when he just had basic vibe powers. So he wasn't oh, I can do superhero things. He could just touch something and get an impression. I was like, okay, that's a cool little plot device. They can use it.
He was kind of like that. He was a hero on himself. He'd use, from what I recall correctly, he was able to do what he's doing now. And then if it does premonitions, he can open up some portals and stuff.
Now he's turning into full on super powered guy. I'm just whatever. And then his character is just suffering for it too. I liked it better when he was the techno nerd who was always trying to come up with cool gadgets to help things, or they would come across a new supervillain and he'd name them, and I was like, that was more interesting. Now he's just kind of angsty and pissed off that Barry Allen changed the time stream, and I'm just oh, shut the hell up.
No, Dragon Ball is elaborate more. He's saying that Cold is basically Flash's Joker, and not have him all around, all around.
I see what. Okay, but
have him come back and be yeah, I'm your greatest villain, and then you have Reverse Flash pops up, somehow right him back in, or he's
yeah, but
you're saying,
I agree, Dragon Ball, with what you're saying, but think about this. Joker is becoming stupid right now because every Batman comic. It's like over and over. It's Joker overload. Look, Joker's back. Look, there's 3 Jokers. Now the Joker and Harley book. Look, there's Joker War. Now there's Joker this. Joker's getting his own series. It's Joker.
Oh,
He's
yeah, the
becoming
latest-
all watered down. Joker was so much better when he only would show up like every 5 years. And then you'd see a Batman comic on the stands, and you're like, oh, Joker, holy shit, I gotta see what's going on.
Well,
like, that's what makes Joker cool. You want that about any prime nemesis. So if Captain Cold is Barry's prime nemesis like that, you want to see him maybe only show up like once a season, right?
That's
and have a cool story, and don't overuse him.
That's like example of Reverse Flash. And like I said, like if you have Joker gone for like maybe like 6-7 months, like when they had City of Bane, you know, or all that Bane stuff they were going on with Tom King. And then when you finally show Joker, that you get to see what Joker's been doing secretly this whole entire time, you know, building up. That's kind of cool to me when you do that. But yeah, if he's in there like every 6, 7, 12 issues, and then like he just keeps going on and on, you gotta have him disappear again. You gotta have him like go away. But the only problem is they gave him his own book now. It's called Joker, and they guess who's been hired to kill the Joker?
Oh.
Our buddy Jim Gordon.
Oh, jeez.
They're like, Jim, we'll pay you thousands of dollars, and like, you know, and like if you kill him.
Dragon Ball says everyone loves Joker. That's why. Well, yes,
Well,
I don't disagree.
The
I
movie's-
totally, that's right. But the problem is, when you kill the goose that lays the golden egg, you stop getting golden eggs. So in order to keep Joker loved by everyone, you have to nurture it. You have to tease. If you just start throwing Joker all over, people are going to get sick of him. And then that statement will no longer be true. People are going to just be like, fuck the Joker. Like, he's become stupid. You need to ration it out. It's like Boba Fett. Boba Fett was cool when he was just in the original Star Wars movies. You only saw a little bit of him. People are like, dude, that guy's rad.
That's
now
what I hate about
now he's going to get his own series, and everyone's going to be like, whatever, he's dumb.
That's what I hate about the whole Joker war. Joker does all this, all millions of people, and Batman's like, I won't kill him. And then like Harley Quinn goes kill him. He's like, you can't kill him. It's like, and she's like, dude, he just killed a bunch of people. He killed like half the world. Yeah, but we can't kill him. It's like, that just drives me nuts when they do stuff like that. It's like, don't make Joker too big of a murderer. You know, keep him down a little bit. You know?
Speaking of Batman and not killing, the Arrow show, which everyone knows is really just CW wishing they could do Batman.
Well, yeah, they got at the same time. They couldn't do Batman.
It's oh my god, the CW Arrow is so wannabe Batman. Like literally, they even took Felicity and they put her in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah,
they gave her a code name, and they even had the line in the show saying, I thought about Oracle, but then I changed my mind. Like I was like, you just on the nose, like you're making her Oracle, like anyways, in that show drives me nuts because there'll be episodes where they talk about we don't kill, you know, that's because they're like where I'm at in the season, like they're going after these vigilantes, and like we can't, like there's what is it, Prometheus? There's like another Arrow person that kill. Like we gotta stop, and we can't let the vigilantes. What's the difference between them and you? We don't kill, dude. The last episode, Diggle's running around with like 2 guns, just shooting people left and right. And I'm like, how come it's okay? And then the new guy, Wild Dog, which I kind of like actually. He runs around with 2 guns. He's basically like Red Hood, and he's just shooting people left and right. I'm like, so you don't kill except when the plot needs to conveniently forget that you can run around just shooting people.
You remember those the late 80s? They had those action weeklies. Wild Dog appears in some of those. That's once I was collecting a lot of those. They had they 6 stories, and those weekly like action comics are coming out with. Wild Dog appears back in those, and yeah. So when Wild Dog came in, he's kind of like a morality kind of like thing. He's trying to get custody for his kid, and all stuff. Just all that thing going on. But the thing that really pisses me off Diggle is he'll go here and does all just shooting guys, does all of the guns, it's like, and you obviously know they're dead.
Dude, I don't mind that he's shooting people. No, I just hate when the show goes off. Like, for example, in a recent episode, they run across Vigilante. And I'm like, oh, sweet, Vigilante. I know Vigilante, like, from the comics. Like, they put him in the show. It's not quite as cool in the show, but then the whole thing, like, Ollie has, like, an argument with Vigilante. He's like, you know, an ideological thing about we don't kill. There's a difference between you and us. And I'm like, dude, Wild Dog is standing right there with 2 guns. You've been shooting people left and right, and you're pissed off at Vigilante. I'm like, you guys are the biggest fucking hypocrites.
Well, let me continue with Dickel. What killed you? Like, it's like, Oliver says, like, we don't, you know, we'll be like, you know, I need to kill this person, and we have this problem. And Dickel's like, we don't kill. Right. But then when something happens, like, you know, his brother's, like, or something like, you know, I'm gonna kill that guy. And it's like, and Oliver's like, we don't kill, but no, Oliver, we need to kill. So it's like
Diggle kills his own brother in cold blood. Kills his own brother in cold blood. I was like, dude, you can't be saying you don't kill. Look, I'm all for having a moral code, right? I'm cool with the whole Batman doesn't kill shit. I'm cool with that. But you can't imagine if Batman was running around saying we don't kill, and like he's running around with Red Hood, and like every issue Red Hood's freaking killing people, and Batman's just like turning a blind eye and being like, whatever, I don't see that. You know, like it's just so hypocritical. Pick one. Either be the Punisher and be like, whatever, we're gonna kill some bad guys, or be the good. But you can't walk both lines. You can't have one episode Diggle's shooting like 50 mercenaries, and then the next episode he's got his little fucking trank gun, which is so stupid.
Well, no, he does that crap. Like he'll do like
trank gun.
He'll do all this stuff, hurting all these people, and then he'll go over, you can't kill him. He's like, I just watched you do all this stuff. He's like, no, you didn't kill him. It's like
trank gun.
I just love like Oliver is like, he's like the rational one. They're all like insane. He's just like, you know, and just Oliver just could be like, dude, sit down, go have a cup of coffee, let me go do the heroing stuff. Obviously, you can't handle it because you're unstable because you keep flip flopping. It's like,
right. Oh yeah, Melissa's talking about them being hypocrites and stuff. So in the episode where they're getting on the season I'm at, like they're getting a new team because all the other teammates left because they were all fed up with Ollie or whatever. So he gets a new team, one of which is Wild Dog, but he doesn't like tell them everything because that actually makes sense. Like he's not gonna. So eventually, one of them finds the little hit list that was from like the first season. If people remember, like he had a list that his dad gave him to like.
That was the girl, wasn't it? Young girl.
Yeah. So he's got the list, and they find out like, oh, when I first became the Arrows, because my dad and I was going around and I was trying to say this, I had this hit list, and like you were just a hitman, blah 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 blah. I'm like, bitches. First of all, you dumb girl, you weren't running around as Black Canary murdering people. Yeah. You are Wild Dog. You're running around with guns just fucking shooting people up, right? I can understand Ragman, actually. He's like the only one with any fucking sense and like any sort of morality. He doesn't even want to be a part of it. But I'm like, you guys are upset that Barry killed people 5 years ago and he's turned over a new leaf and he's trying to reform. And you guys are murdering people today. So yes, Melissa, you're right. They're a bunch of hypocrites. I still find fun in the show, though. I'm a masochist.
I love it, though. I do love Ragman's character, like as far as like, you know, his powers and all stuff. Like they actually put effort to that.
Into who?
Ragman.
Oh yeah, no, Ragman was cool.
But I hate Terrific.
Dude, Terrific. Oh my.
You want to see my balls? My T-balls.
That character was fun when he was just working for Felicity at Palmer. Like he was like the tech guy and he was this kind of quirky gay guy. I was like, okay, he's kind of fun. The actor makes the character entertaining. And then when he got recruited by Barry, and I was like, recruited by Barry? And then someone spoiled to me in the Discord, which I was mad. That he's like, wait till you see when he becomes Mr. Terrific. And I was like, shut up. But I was like, of course, like the next episode, he became Mr. Terrific. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Didn't you already know his name, though?
I didn't think that was Mr. Terrific's name.
Okay.
I don't really know the character that well, to be fairly honest. I just know that this character's dumb. So I was like, this can't be how Mr. Terrific is in the comics. and I'm like, how are you an Olympic level athlete? He's Olympic. What is he? A decathlon? They got like the bronze medal in the decathlon, and he's like tripping over himself all the time. I'm like, what?
Maybe he was going against people who were wheelchairs. I don't know. He's in Special Olympics. No offense to people in Special Olympics. Maybe
He's like, oh, you thought I meant the regular Olympics? No. It's in the special.
I faked my way to that to win.
That's funny. That would be a good.
No. Yeah, I said all the reason I know who he was because I originally looked up, but the name though, I came across that name in the World's Finest. That was the Power Girl and Huntress, Lena Wayne. That was the Earth 2 thing. He came up, and I put 2 and 2 together like that way. But yeah, he is the most hypocritical, especially the vigilante story too, with Prometheus and stuff.
Yeah, the vigilante story is, we gotta stop you. You're killing people. Dude, you've got like 3 guys working for you that just murdered like half a dozen people like 10 minutes ago.
Mr. Terrific is or whatever his name is. Is he like if he got to the point where he's at the cops, he meets the cop? Is he single? Is he
he's started the show married.
Yeah, but is he like still married or is he like, broken up?
Thanks for spoiling. Apparently he's going to stop being married at some point.
I'm asking where you part on because
I don't remember. Like it's at the part where the Dominators came in, and I.
Okay. Because like the vigilante scene was the whole thing with the cops are being killed.
Yeah. There was a part where there's a vigilante. To be fair, man, these shows are so forgettable.
Well, they are.
Like some of the plot lines. Like I did kind of like the Damien Dark stuff, but where it's going now, I'm just like, what the hell is this? Fortunately, though, I like some of the characters. I was at a point where I was like, I don't want anyone but Felicity and Arrow. I hate everyone else. And then Felicity got stupid and was like, I'm breaking up with you because reasons. Like, I was like, you fucking bitch. They did ruin that character for me. The only character I liked outside of Ollie, because everyone on that show is loathsome. Dude, his sister Thea, I'm like, please, can Ra's al Ghul capture her and murder her and can
you just give her more vertical?
So, seriously, yeah, just because that character. Oh my god! And then I didn't like Arsenal at first. Well, I didn't like him until he kind of became Arsenal, and I was kind of prejudiced because I don't really like Arsenal in the comic books. But like, I was just like, oh, but as he started to like adopt Ollie's ideas and start to trust him more and respect Ollie more instead of just being a punk kid on the street, I was like, okay, I'm starting to like you better. And then they're like, we're going to get rid of him on the show and he's going to go live somewhere else. And I'm like, what? This is stupid.
The guy who plays Roy, the actor in real life, he's actually gay in real life.
Okay.
So I didn't even know that it was until I started watching Teen Wolf MTV. I'm like, hey, he's on there. I'm like, he started off dating a girl, and like, oh, now he's with the guy. I'm like, and then you see the CW has like Halloween parties and all that stuff. He came up dressing up as girls. I was like, okay, but you wouldn't know that though, just watching Arrow. Like the guy is a solid actor. He knows how to act.
Like he was a pretty good actor, especially for that level of show. And I was starting to like the character, like, and then as soon as I started to like the character, nope, I'm getting rid of him. I was like, okay. And then I was happy because all the other characters left. I was like, cool, no more Diggle, no more Thea, right? I think and then even Felicity, who I was liking, I was like, they ruined her. I was like, she's gone. And so he goes and recruits a new team, and I'm like, sweet. I like this Wild Dog guy. I like the Ragman. I didn't like the girl, but I could always tell that she was temporary anyway, because I don't know. I get a feeling she's temporary because she's nobody. Like, what the hell is she?
What character is this?
Like the girl the wannabe Black Canary girl.
Oh, I can't remember what her name is, the actress. I'm trying to think of. There's one that was helping out Sarah. There's that one. The black hair chick.
No, this is the one that was pretending to be the canary, and then they got her, and then they reformed her, but she's got an attitude, and now you figure out she's a traitor. She's working with
Oh, yeah.
Prometheus.
Okay, because I don't want to say anything because I'm like, is that
Yeah.
the girl?
So,
'Cause-
but my point is I was like, oh, finally, there's side characters that I like because Wild Dog. The actor that plays him gives him cool personality, and even though he like fucks up and doesn't listen, it's in an interesting way. It creates conflict between the character, and I just like that. I hate it when like the teams are just all perfect, and like I liked when you have characters that need to learn lessons, and that's what they did with Arsenal. Like Roy, like he started off just as a punk and he wouldn't listen, and eventually he kind of came around. And Melissa says Black Siren. Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna name him.
Trying to think, yeah, because he is a throwing star killer. That was his name.
Epidog says, how many more times will we see what really happened to Ollie on the island? It does kind of feel like Lost. Like we get these backflash stories.
I don't know spoilers because I don't know if it'd be a spoiler because I thought there was another villain on there, apart from Prometheus. Like before that, maybe it's after. Says I don't want to. Who's been the main villains? If you had Deathstroke.
So yeah, we had Deathstroke, then we had the Ra's al Ghul storyline. Then season 4 was the Damien Dark, and now we're on season 5 where it's the new team, and there's various stuff. And you got Prometheus running around. You got that black gangster guy who just comes to the city and like takes over.
Okay.
And Ollie's mayor.
Oh, good. Season 2. Season 2 did already have it. Okay, it's not a spoiler. That Brother Blood was in season 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Sebastian Blood. He was in.
Oh yeah. Sebastian Blood. I remember now.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to say anything because I'm like, is Adrian Chase Brother Blood or what? I'm like, can't remember like what is like. There's so many different people on that as far as if the characters, if they're more than just a character, like as far as I can't remember who Prometheus is. And
they haven't revealed him yet.
Adrian Chase always comes off as a dick.
Who?
Adrian Chase.
Who's Adrian Chase?
He's his attorney. He's an attorney.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I didn't know his name.
Yeah.
I kind of like him. He's kind of cool.
He's kind of broody though. That's
it. And I'm sure there's more to him than meets the eye. Like
he's a transformer.
They are foreshadowing. CW is big on that. Like CW like telegraphs everything. You're just like, oh, something's up with him. He's probably a bad guy or something. But whatever. We'll see. I just roll with it.
I'm just trying to see who that girl is. Like that's helping him. Who was helping Prometheus? Because someone was. It just bothers me. I want to know who the actor is or who the character is supposed to be. It's probably a nobody throwaway character.
She's a Black Siren.
Black Siren.
Yeah, Melissa says apparently she was a DCAU hero member of the Justice Guild. I don't know. She's a minor character apparently.
Well, I don't want to give out spoilers because there is a Black Siren, but that's a Flash thing.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like look, it's CW. Anyone going into CW and expecting the characters to match like what they are in the comics or other versions, your expectations are just wrong. Yeah. Like, I'm just happy if I get something close. And I mean, already Green Arrow is not like Green Arrow. Flash isn't even like Flash. The CW approaches the show is way different. But I'm happy when I get stuff like Constantine and I'm like, oh, that's a reasonable approximation of Constantine. It's just as long as they don't do stuff completely wacko. You're just like, what the hell is that? Like, Deathstroke is not exactly Deathstroke from the comic books, but he worked. Ra's al Ghul was kind of a waste. I didn't like how they made Ra's al Ghul a mantle. You will ascend the throne of Ra's al Ghul. I was like, I am now Ra's al Ghul. No, you're not. There's only one. And he's way more badass than you.
Right.
So
it just yeah. Oh look, fandom for Arrow for fandom, or fandomverse for Arrow has like all the shows connected, all the events in order,
Huh.
chronological order. That's kind of cool.
I should have considered looking at that.
But it'd be too many spoilers for you though.
Probably. No, but I mean, just when I'm like, oh, I need to see this crossover, but I don't want to have to watch
yeah,
2 seasons of this to like catch up.
because the Dominator invasion was 2016,
Jesus.
and then there's like 2 more crossovers after that, I think.
Jeez. Hey, speaking of CW, is Superman ever coming back?
Yeah, he comes back. I believe he just was this week, or no, next week. Next week, I believe.
Oh. It's actually, I mean, it's not a great show, but it's got some it's got some cool stuff to it. I am legitimately shocked because I hate the guy that they cast as Superman.
Same here.
But he's legitimately putting a good effort in. It's really weird to actually watch Arrow though, or now Legends, and see Ray Palmer, and I'm like, you're Superman. Like, you should be playing Superman, but especially now, like, he's so much more like beef. Like, he's built way more than he was when he actually played Superman.
Yeah,
like he would fill out the suit way better now.
Like, I would just look up Tom Welling. Look at Tom Welling, and just like how like in shape he is.
Well, yeah, Tom Welling. Tom Welling always was. But remember when
I know. But there's a picture of Tom Welling and like that guy Tyler Hoechlin standing next to each other with his Lois, you know, Tyler Hoechlin's Lois, the one that's in the show with him, like, and you can just see like she's standing in between both those two, and like she's kind of closer to like Tom Welling, and Tom Welling is like he's a brawny guy, he's just built, and like I'm thinking like, if they can't make Tom Welling Superman again, make him Bane.
Oh yeah, that'd be.
He's got the build.
But yeah, it's just weird because the CW has Superman, and you have Brandon Routh, who was Superman.
Or Mongol.
Then you made him the Atom. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like I said, I do like the fact that like they do bring characters back throughout the series, other crossovers, and there are stuff like the characters, actors, whether it's the same role. I'm not gonna spoil it and say whether they are, but I do like that. Like they do give like, you know, hey, I like that character, we'll bring him back, you know, and then he's like, they're gone again. It's like, you bastards. It's like, so you got that to look forward to, where they just tease you. It's like, oh look, I can have the better version of this character, but no. It irritates me with the stuff they do, but I realize, you know, getting mad over a channel, the CW, is aimed towards teenage angst and all that stuff. So that's why it's like so cringy.
Yeah, that sort of stuff doesn't. I mean, it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me quite as nearly as just the stupidity of some of the writing. I'm like, dude, I expect better. You're a professional writer for TV. You should not be doing. You shouldn't be insulting my intelligence. That's where I get frustrated, but whatever.
Well, Superman, I thought Superman comes on next week, but no. I think after Supergirl ends is when they're gonna have it come back on, because Supergirl's at Georgia. They're talking about doing a spinoff for that show, having young Kara and young Alex in high school, or just out of high school, doing a Smallville thing. And what's crazy though is that they just have the girls who the actresses to play like young Kara and stuff. The young girl actually looked a lot like Vanessa Benoist. They actually got someone who actually looked like her, you know, a younger version. And I gotta say it was nice hearing Alex say she's not gay. But you know, either you love shows or you hate shows. Like, the good thing is we always have comic books. You can go back to back issues, you know, and there's older versions of the shows. If you don't like this version of The Flash, go back and watch the CBS one. You know, the original one.
That one wasn't really a great show.
But hey, I like there was no Iris.
There is,
it was him. He had a personal vendetta. He had to go, even though they changed it, like he's getting vengeance for his brother was killed by this guy, cop killer. And Like they even got like Star Labs was only one person. It was Tina McGee. Her late husband, had passed away, and she's like, I can't like date you. Well, then they end up like together, like at least they would show it though. But I liked his suit though. His suit was like, she gave him a fight, like just like it's the same they did in the CW. His suit was like, even though it looks like felt, it's like stuff they use for like the astronauts would wear, like going into space. Help resistance, the fireproof resistance, because they showed him like how he ran with his sneakers, and his sneakers just melted, his clothes burned off almost. So I thought that was so cool for being like, this is like a CBS, a TV series trying to do an actual like comic book thing.
Oh no, CBS tried. I was
Yeah.
so excited for that show when it came out back, like it was like in the 80s.
Yeah,
I want to say like late 80s. Like I was like, and it was cool. Like you just didn't have back then. You didn't have comic book shows, right?
No.
Like the comic book shows were like Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby, or like Wonder Woman, and they were fine for their time, but they were kind of corny and stuff. So you were like, this was like, I think this might have been actually like right after Batman '89, because there was a whole rubber suit craze. It was like, and they did 91. The rubber suit for the Flash, which when he wasn't moving looked really cool. And then you're like, he can't move.
It lasted for a season, but for those who are fans of Mark Hamill the Joker, he started off that year before the Batman cartoon started. He was the trickster on the Flash.
Yep.
Yeah, and once they saw that, the instant Bruce Timm had to get him for like doing the role of the Joker, because like dude, like the dude was phenomenal.
Which is kind of funny, because you watch the Flash now and you see him as the trickster, and you're like, oh, it's Mark Hamill channeling his Joker thing, and it's like, well, actually, like people like you, if the Joker actually comes from the trickster, his Joker, like because he was trickster first, then he got famous doing the Joker. Well, he was not famous, but he made his role of the Joker iconic. And then when they did the new Flash, they brought him back, and most people think like, oh, they got him to do it because it's so much like the Joker, and it's like, no, the other way around.
If anybody who's actually looking for like a good fan thing, check out Bat in the Sun. It's on YouTube. They just actually had a whole movie. They did a half-an-hour movie, and it has the Joker in there, and it has Batman. Kevin Porter, you don't know who that is, guy. He was in Dodgeball. He was on the team with what's his name? Ben Stiller's team. The dude is like maxed out. If you look at him and he's in this suit, he basically looks like the Arkham version game. Just totally just like a beef of a Batman. It's only half an hour long, and it's free. You can watch it all on YouTube. What's his name? Plays Colin Farrell was weird having it. No, it wasn't Colin Farrell. It was the other guy. The guy from Starship Troopers. What's his name? The main guy. Casper Van Dien.
Yeah,
Casper Van Dien was James Corden. And then then they had not Michael Rourke. Was it Michael Rourke? Not. I get these guys confused. The guy who cuts off the ear in Reservoir Dogs. That guy.
It's been too long since I've watched that. I remember.
Oh, it's Mickey Rooney? No, not Mickey Rooney. Oh, I can't remember what his name is. It just drives me nuts. It's because there's two actors I always get confused. There's the guy who played the Whiplash in the bad. I think that's Mickey Rourke. That. But I forget what his name is. But he's another famous actor. But dude, just check out. This the channel's called Bat in the Sun. Dying is Easy is the movie. Check it out. It's half an hour, and it's the way they do that without having a huge Hollywood budget, the way the more artistic they are to make it closer to like the game, or not the games, but like the comics, it's amazing.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Hey man, we gotta cut this show because we went way over. I normally would have stopped over an hour ago.
It's your milestone.
It's my milestone. Yeah, we got to finish Flash. So I did have a lot of fun. I came into the stream really tired. It's always good to have someone good to talk to. So Venkman, thanks for joining.
Holy crap.
You guys in the chat, pleasure to have you here. Thanks for enjoying. Hopefully you enjoyed the comic reading. I do my best. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but you know, you get to hopefully this is for you what it is for me, which is kind of a way to experience new books. Sometimes you're like, maybe I want to check it, maybe I'm not sure. And sometimes, like I read these books and I find a new favorite, and just because I try stuff out. And I hadn't read Flash. I'm not a big Flash guy. I've read Flash comics in the past, but I've never read this Rebirth run. Well, that's not entirely true. I did read some of the future issues, but I didn't start off. So I'm still kind of new, and reading this now has made me go, oh, cool. I kind of want to see where this continues to go, much like I did with Aquaman. And, hopefully that lets you find a new comic to get into. You can get a lot of these books on Comixology. You can get them either do what I do, which is make a wish list and then wait till they come on sale, super cheap, get them, or get Comixology Unlimited. You can read tons of stuff. Or you can go to your local comic book store, get trades, back issues, however your favorite way of doing stuff. Whatever your favorite way to read comics is, do it. Just read good comics. There's so much to bitch about, and I'm one of those people who's salty and will bitch about things from time to time, but don't let that dominate you. And Melissa, I'm speaking to you right here because I know you watch way more CW than I do. Because you're talking about Walker, you're talking about Kung Fu. Don't watch that stuff. You're gonna hate it. It's not for you. Like, focus on find the things that give you the joy, that you can be excited. I bitch and I moan about the Flash, and Arrow, mostly because I enjoy the Flash because I watch it with my buddy and his kids, who are like family to me, and we have a good time with the kids watching it. They love it. I watch the Arrow because it's a love-hate relationship. I do really like the Ollie character in the show. Some of the things bother me. So I'm a venter. I'm one of those people that just vent stuff and be like, blah, and then I get it off my chest and I move on. I don't truly despise it. The stuff I know I'm going to truly despise, like Batwoman, I just don't even touch. I just stay away. But going to my point is find the things you like. I recently found Invincible. And I had read this back on the show a while back. I read the first trade and it was okay. It stuck with me that Marania really liked it. And I was like, maybe there's more to this than I thought. Maybe I should revisit it. And then the show came out and I watched it it's on Amazon Prime. And I loved it, especially if you get to the end. Like the first half season, I was like, okay, I'm not so sure. That final episode of blew me away. And I was like, I gotta read more Invincible. So I picked up the series. The first 10 trades are available on Comixology Unlimited. So I'm just plowing through. I'm already on issue 42 now. And this is like my new favorite book. I love this book. I can't stop reading it. And I implore you guys to have books whether it's books, movies, video games, whatever in your life that you love like that. It's a fine to be like, screw this, they messed that up, but move on from those things and embrace the joys, because life is short, man. Yeah. And have things that you're a fan, and it's way more fun. Honestly, I have so much more fun geeking out with you guys when we share something similar, That's why I want Venkman to start catching up with me on Invincible so I can geek out about it. And I missed it when he was doing the same thing. He blasted through Walking Dead and I didn't, and I would have had that opportunity to geek out with him. But altogether, that's why I do those other shows, like the indie comic thing. We do Criminal Cast. It's just so much better to celebrate how good things can be. So, anyways, Venkman, I'll give you last, if you want to say anything that's on your mind before we wrap it up.
I gotta say, issue 7 of Firepower is really cool. I love the dad. Sorry.
All right, very good. You heard it here from Venkman. Issue 7, Firepower is great. I can't wait till he catches up with that. So,
almost there.
Book.
A couple more issues and I'll be done. I like to binge read these. They're much more fun to read binge reading than just waiting. I hate waiting.
Waiting sucks, but man, I'll tell you what, it makes it worth it. Like, you remember the impact is better. So,
Hey, I like having like 4 books to read for a
I
rainy
do.
day.
I get it. It's but when you're forced to wait, that suffering that you go through makes the joy better. Like, it's like having to wait for Christmas morning makes Christmas morning so much better when it finally comes.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But I do binge shit too. So I understand. We're gonna wrap this up. It's way early in the morning. Those of you who are still here listening to my voice, awesome. You guys are amazing. Have a good night.
And if you're on the East Coast like Marania, it's 4:22 a.m. by you. Jeez.
Good morning, Marania. Have a good morning. Oh man.
Enjoy your cereal while you're listening.
Yeah. Seriously. I might actually go do that. I might go make a bowl of cereal and read some Invincible. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna sit here and I'll just listen to you read it to me.
No, I'm not reading it to you. You gotta catch up.
I'll get there. I gotta catch up.
I'm on issue 42. You only got about 40 more issues. You'll be right there with me.
You made this big deal about number 12 being a milestone. I gotta catch up on Firepower now because I put it up.
I'm not making a big deal as a milestone.
I only did a half an hour.
Image is making a big deal. Yeah, catch up. You just need to catch up to 11 because that's what we're gonna do Monday, issue 11.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Stay invincible.